And a good Thursday, everybody. Welcome in Chase and Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. We're live today at the Omni Nashville Hotel, proud sponsor of this here program at Bar Lines. Come by and say hello. I hope you're having an awesome day. He's Big Joe Dubin. I'm Chase McCabe, Dr. Crane, Nick Frazier, back at the station on the ones and twos. JoJo, you were right.
Thank you, buddy.
John Harbaugh has chosen the Giants.
Yeah, he was not going to come here. I mean, the Giants have everything that they, look, it's a better position. I mean, it's the Giants. It's New York. And so there was no chance he was coming here. It's still Matt Nagy's going to be the guy. I expect that announcement within the next week or so. But John Harbaugh was not coming here. If anything, he used Tennessee for leverage. Good for him.
I don't think he needed leverage.
He got the job.
I don't think it was that.
Wow.
I think he legitimately took a look at it, but ultimately saw what he wanted to see and knew he was going to get what he wanted to get with the Giants and ultimately went there. Here's the positive in on this. This is what everybody needs to look at. And I've seen a few people tweet this out, but I'm going to say that. The fact that the Titans were willing to get on a plane, which included Amy Adams-Strunk,
right,
fly to Baltimore, talk to John Harbaugh, they weren't going to do that if they weren't willing to pay him what he wanted. So think about that for a second. For everybody that's like, and I was one of them,
right,
that's saying, nah, they're never going to pay that or they're never going to do that, then you don't get on the plane and go to Baltimore or be willing to get on the plane and go to Baltimore and meet with him. So I think that you're seeing now. Again, let's see what the end product looks like, who they end up hiring. But I think you're seeing a shift in the thinking with this team, and maybe it's moving in the right direction.
I wish I had the optimism you had for this football team, this franchise. I still think she's a terrible owner, has no idea what she's doing. The fact that Harbaugh flew to New York and was going to go back to Baltimore and say, all right, everybody come to me.
Yeah.
Y'all all come to me now. I don't want that. Screw that. Go to New York, do your thing, be done. It's Matt Nagy anyway, and you go forward. But I just think Harbaugh would have been too much, would have been too much power, would have been too much everything that this team doesn't like to give up. So he's gone, and that's fine. So go to New York, have a good time, and then just hire Matt Nagy, and let's move on.
I have been with you since the beginning that I thought it was going to be Matt Nagy. I am no longer with you because if it was going to be, it would be. They have satisfied the Rooney Rule. They've just missed on Harbaugh. Then they should be announcing him in about an hour that he's the head coach.
I think she told Organzi to interview everybody. And then once that, because McCarthy's coming to town Saturday, according to Adam Schefter.
McDaniel's already been here.
I think she said, interview everybody. I just want to see, and then boom.
I'm starting to have a feeling it's not going to be Nagy. I have no idea who it's going to be, but I'm starting to think. And look, I mean, I'm fine with it. I've been saying it for a while that I thought it would be him, but I think a majority of the fan base won't be fine with it. And I do wonder, is that a discussion? Now, it shouldn't be, but I think it probably is internally of, hey, we got to get this coach right to be the right coach of our team, but we got to get this right from a PR standpoint too. Like they may look, and I was going to ask you this because I saw a fake Twitter account say they're zeroing in on Jason Garrett, which I knew was fake, but but it raised this question that I wanted to ask you.
Okay.
Let's say, record and work with quarterbacks and all that point you towards, you know what, Jason Garrett may not be a bad hire in their mind. It'd be a PR nightmare because everybody would hate it.
100%.
So I think they can't do that. They can't afford to do that with this hire, with the caliber of candidates that are out there. That's why I'm even now kind of like, I don't know if they could do Matt Nagy as the now second choice and get away with it from a PR standpoint.
I somehow sneaky feeling about Art Smith and all this. And I would love for him to be hired here. Mainly, I told you, because he knows who we are.
Yep.
That's the main thing.
Be good for us,
right? But I wouldn't mind him being here. If they're not going to get Nagy, we talk about the relationship with him and Borgonzi, then give me all day long. I'll take Art Smith. It's that simple. But you're right. They've got to get it correct.
So you're not interested in McCarthy at all?
Not at all. Just not.
Okay. I mean,
Dallas.
They were really good in the regular season.
I mean, I know. He doesn't. I think he needs somebody who's been here, right? And he's probably thinking, all right, what's going on? He's probably reached out to Fisher, maybe sent John Robinson a text. I don't know, but I would say, what's it like working for them? And that's the two guys that and maybe Art knows what went on, or McCarthy knows Rabel. I mean, I would just say, hey, real quick, or no, and then get the honest.
I'm sure that. Look, they all know each other. I'm sure they are.
Yeah,
he knows Brinker. McCarthy does.
Yep.
So, I mean,
would you be happy with Mike McCarthy?
Yeah, I mean, I'd be. Here's the thing. I want to say he wouldn't be my first choice, but now I don't really know who my first choice is.
Okay.
Stefanski's kind of the sexy pick, but like, why? Why is he the sexy pick?
That's a good point.
I mean, yeah, he worked for a crap organization, but I don't know. So I'm kind of torn. Like, the ring means something. Like, it can't not mean something, whether it was in 2011 or last year. Like,
right.
The ring means something.
Yeah.
So you can't dismiss that. You look at Dak Prescott under both Jason Garrett and Mike McCarthy. I mean, he was pretty good, but I thought he went another level in the regular season with McCarthy. So that's saying something. It's the postseason that turns everybody off, because he didn't do crap in the postseason without Aaron Rodgers.
That's right. Yeah, he didn't, and he won that Super Bowl back in 2010. And of course, the game's changed and evolved a little bit from the time he won the Super Bowl. But I mean, he still has a Super Bowl ring, and a lot of other guys don't have that. But I don't think he's the guy. I really think it's Matt Nagy, and somehow Art Smith is playing into this in the back of my mind. Maybe I'm just wishing that would happen. But I'm really shocked now, a week and a half into this, there's no – I mean, even Harbaugh's not – that hasn't been fully announced yet, so the ink's not dry on that thing. But I think once that's there, maybe one of the goes and boom, 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 they all start to fall and goes in place. The Mike McDaniel thing, I keep hearing just around reading this morning, and people like, that wouldn't be a bad fit here. I don't think so.
I don't know. Because – remember, we were infatuated by him for a while.
Yeah,
I was.
Yeah.
And they were good. And then Tua took like 3 hits to the head and thought he was back in Tuscaloosa, and it was never the same. Not making light of that, but I mean, that's what happened.
It's accurate. I mean,
yeah, I mean, like that. See, everybody wants to be like, well, I don't have a, Tua sucks. Yeah, because he's got like 5 concussions. That's why he's not good.
I just don't think he was right for that offense. I don't really think it was.
He wasn't bad. The first couple of years, he wasn't bad.
So I don't know. I just don't think he would be. I don't know, man.
By the way,
I would not be a fan of him being here.
Teron's texting me right now. He's all in on Arthur Smith with you. And he's thrown out on Talking with TD, which you can go listen, thegamenashville.com. Art is the head coach. Bring home Munch as the O-line.
Yeah, because Munch gave him the job here.
Yeah.
In 2011.
I would sign that.
There you go.
Because Munch had said he'd get back in if it's the right fit.
But you got to hit on your coordinator. I mean, you get
Amy didn't fire him. Tommy Smith did.
Munch?
Yeah.
Yeah. He wouldn't make adjustments to his staff. And then Tommy became infatuated with Ken Wizen ass.
Yeah.
And terrible, but we all know that. But I think Art would come here. You'd get a good quarterback coach to sit in that room with Cam. Art would be there. I got no problem Art calling the plays because he knows what to do, but then get that defensive coordinator position correct and go. And I'd be really happy for that.
615-737-1025. We're live at the Omni today. Joe, what is our question of the day?
Hold on. That makes me feel good when Teron, who's in the know, agrees with me. Yeah. So I'm beat my chest for a little bit and go, all right, our question of the day is, this will be, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, here's the thing for me.
Uh-huh.
And this is a place that I don't think we have been in a long time. There's probably 5 or 6 guys I would be okay with if they hired. That's how strong I think the pool is right now. Art's one of them.
I don't want you to be okay with it.
I would feel good. I would feel good about it. I would feel good about it.
I'm all about Art.
I would say Art, Saleh, Nagy, Stefanski.
All of them, all the coaches with experience, head coaching
Who
experience.
is it? Who is another one?
Pete Carroll.
It may be McDaniel, but I'd rather have him as OC.
I'd take Mel McDaniel.
I take Flores, but she's not touching that.
No, not at all. Our question today, this could be a fun one, and we always love your interaction, 615-737-1025. By the way, Neil Lauren's going to join us at 1 o'clock live here at the Omni Bar Lines, downtown Nashville. Our question, if you had a warning label on you for other people to see, what would your warning label be? If you had a warning label on you, what would your warning label be for other people to see? 615-737-1025. What would your warning label say? Chase McCabe, you need a few moments on this?
I need a few moments on this.
Okay. Mine would be the warning label, don't ride with him when he gets stopped at red lights. I've got to control myself better. And Dr. Crane, we've talked about this, about, temper and attitude. I've got to control myself at red lights around town. There are a few red lights in Nashville that drive me crazy. So my warning label would be, don't ride with him if you're afraid of what he's going to say to red lights. That's me.
Question of the day is presented by Aries Tactical. Your safety, your skill, your Aries Tactical. First timers shoot for free. Just tell them that I sent you. Check them out at ariestactical.com. We'll continue the Harbaugh discussion, the head coach discussion. Also, Coach Herm Edwards is going to join us at 2 o'clock today from ESPN. Looking forward to getting his thoughts on this Titan job. Lance, hang tight. We'll get to you coming up next. Your calls and your texts at 615-737-1025. It's Chasing Big Joe, 1025 The Game. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5, the game on this Thursday, live at the Omni Nashville Hotel at Bar Lines, having a good time so far. Our question of the day, if you had a warning label, what would it be? 615-737-1025. Also talking about the Titans coaching search with John Harbaugh off the table. Looks like he is headed to the Giants to New York. The Titans brass was supposed to head to Baltimore this morning to meet with him. That meeting has been canceled, obviously, and he will now join the Giants. So
Good
choosing Jackson Dart over Cam Ward.
Good for you. All right, what's your warning label, buddy?
I don't know. I'm trying to come up with a funny one. Mine would say, warning, do not ask where your invite was. Because I hate that. Like when I go do something, where was my invite? Well, you weren't invited. That's where it was.
All right. Just don't ask about warning invites.
Me nuts.
Yeah, okay. I get it. That's a good one. Yeah. So mine is red lights. Yours is invites. So what is, if you had a warning label on you, what would it be? Also, I mean, in traffic, I cuss a lot. I got to stop that. I really do. So I apologize for all that. I
thought about just saying warning and having a picture of Ricky.
That'd be good. Mine is just temper. I mean, I got to control my temper.
Short fuse. Yeah, I could do that.
But it all stems from driving around Nashville. Like last night, we had an event in Madison. And I get anxious thinking, I got to drive on Brawley Parkway.
Yeah.
And it's just crowded and the traffic. It's like, what? Stop, Joe. Just get it out of your head and you got to get the temper out of there. But if you had a warning label, I just want to know what your warning label.
Joey from Gallatin says, no filter approach with caution. 0-900 thinks he's always right. Actually wrong 95% of the time.
That could be any of us.
5237 warning, extreme sarcasm inside, engage with caution.
I like that.
Vincent and Dixon, warning, I can pass a drug test or work well with others, but I can't do both.
That's really good.
Mike in Lebanon, old white man, only child, Aquarius.
Oh my gosh.
Stephen from Clarksville, my warning label is humor is either dark, dry, irritating, or insulting / sarcastic. Michael and Madison, warning label extremely sarcastic, big mouth. Nevada Josh, warning, never mind. I can't read that one. Warning, I just fired my therapist. But the first one, read it here.
I see it right here. Oh my gosh. Josh, that's really good, buddy.
1978 warning, will crack jokes at funerals.
Sometimes that's needed, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
sometimes you got to do that.
Yeah.
Steve from Dixon has no patience for idiots. That's a good one. That is a very good one. So we'll get through that throughout the show. Keith says on the coaching hire, if you think the fan base will be out on Nagy, we'll let them hire Art Smith and see what happens. No, thank you.
I don't know, man.
I think it'd be split, but
he's got the cachet from when he was here for the 2 years, 19 and 20. Some of the things he did, some of the plays he ran were really good. And I know it wasn't great in Atlanta, but the last 2 years in Pittsburgh, not bad. But he knows the organization.
Yep.
He was here for 10 years. He knows the organization, and he's a damn good coach.
Lance wants to weigh in on the head coaching comment. Lance from Clarksville, what's up?
Well, first I'll give you my answer to the question. I'm not grumpy, but I just can't stand stupid people.
I'm with you. There's no fault there.
And on your list of coaches, I'm okay with all 5 of them except 2.
Okay.
And I'll tell you why. Arthur, I wouldn't want him if I had to, because he ruined Mariota. And when Tannehill came in, somebody told him, hand the ball to Henry. He rode Henry for 2 years, got a job in Atlanta, wasn't worth the crap, and hadn't done that much in Pittsburgh. I don't care if he's been there 10 years or not. And the other guy is the guy from Cleveland. I wouldn't have him because if he couldn't coach any better offense to scratch up points with that defense he had, he ain't much pumpkin as a coach.
All right.
Hang up, listen.
Thanks, Lance.
Thanks, Lance. Appreciate the call. I mean, look, any of these, it doesn't matter who it is. Whoever they hire is going to have to do one thing to win the fans over. It's a very simple thing. Win.
Yeah, that's it. Bottom line.
Win.
That's all you got to do.
I mean, so if it's Stefanski, if it's Nagy, if it's Arthur Smith, if it's Mike McCarthy, if it's Clint Kubiak, it doesn't matter. They got to come in here and win. If they come in here and win, like Vrabel did, then everything will be fine.
Mm-hmm.
If they come in here and lose, like Callahan did, it's the same thing all over again.
Yeah, Callahan. We just knew it was I knew bad hire, and it proved. I hate when I'm correct on that kind.
I didn't know day one like you did, but I knew within training camp I was like, "Uh-oh, we might be in trouble."
Just a big boy position calls for a big boy, not some guy who made suggestions to the head coach during games. But anyway, that's in the past. Move on. You got to get this one correct. I'm sorry, Lance. I like Art. I mean, he knows football. He knows this organization. I think he's got a great offensive mind. But I think Matt Nagy's got a good mind too as well. But again, I think the common denominator, you have to hire a guy who's been through the fire. You have to hire a guy who knows when to throw the red flag, who knows the PR part. I mean, everything. You have to hire a head coach who's been a head coach, right? Everybody's been fired.
Yeah.
I mean, hell, Vince Lombardi ended his career with the Washington Redskins. I mean, so you move on and you go on and you go. Don Shula was with other organizations. I mean, it happened. Bill Belichick was with the Browns. Then he got lightning in the bottle with Tom Brady and the right organization in one game. So you got to hire somebody who's been through that fire, and that is
nice
there's
rhyme.
plenty of candidates out there.
That was good rhyming.
Thank you, buddy.
Yeah. I agree. Do you make anything of like they're not going to talk to McCarthy until Saturday? Now, my guess is if you're someone that's like, hey, I'm interested in coaching again. I want to interview for this head coaching job, but I can't do it till Saturday because, I got to take my wife to something or other. I think you figure it out and do it sooner. So are you reading anything into when these interviews are
Not at all.
'Cause
Maybe he's got an interview today in Miami, tomorrow in Vegas or wherever, and then you'll go, no, I don't do all that. But
it makes me wonder, outside of Harbaugh, if they've truly identified their guy yet. Because again, I go back to what I said in the first segment. If it was Matt Nagy, then you go, you call him, you bring him in here, and you finish it. Finish the deal.
Again, I think she said interview everybody.
Okay, you've basically done that.
Yep.
So like, go get your guy.
Maybe
This tells me that now they want to do another round of interviews that are all in person that they're not sure yet, which is okay. They don't have to be. Like, get this right. But
it's Matt Nagy.
And it might be.
We know it.
It might be. But my thing is, now you're at the point where the first domino has fallen. You need to make a move soon.
I mean, you spent a lot of time with Matt Nagy for Mike Borgonzi. You spent a lot of time with him in the boardroom, in the play, in the coaching room, and everything else that goes on. You spent a lot of time with him. That's your guy. I think we're just wasting time now. We're wasting time.
Well, then then go hire him.
You know her better than I do. I don't know.
Just because we played bunco together a few times.
Well, that gives you an in.
Best friends.
Right.
So, it is what it is. But that is the plan. Real quick, big fan of the renderings of the Commanders' new stadium because it's kind of an ode to RFK.
Yep.
Which is cool. But it'd be covered. Everybody's now, I think retractable roofs are gone because nobody opens them anymore. So going with the translucent roof, that'll be cool. But it has just kind of that RFK look to it.
I love it. It's on the same site of
RFK.
I did the Washington Marathon 4 years ago, and it ended at RFK. And when you come around a curve and you see it, and it's dilapidated, but you see RFK, I'm like, oh my gosh. I mean, it truly is a special place. But it was the smallest stadium in the NFL for years, hold just under like 54,000 right in there. But a lot of great moments in Redskins history, and that was an iconic stadium. And think about Joe Theismann, Art Monk, the Hogs.
Yep.
I mean, the Smurfs, all those great Redskins teams of the past. I think it was just really cool. But I really like that the design of that stadium. It's really that's why I like Buffalo Stadium, because they're not going roof.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, we're cold. You're going to sit your ass in the cold, and oh well.
Well,
Yeah.
Washington is.
That's fine, because they want to get more events,
Yeah.
more concerts. I understand all that, but
Buffalo's like, we ain't gonna get this stuff anyway.
yeah, it's coming here. And then I think Cleveland's going to have a dome stadium.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just all these that are happening. Broncos will eventually get a dome stadium, so most of the league will be domed, and I get it. They want to go out and fans have a great time and games, not weather.
Listen to this stat. This is Andrew Siciliano. You think 9 NFL coaching vacancies is a lot? We had 10 in 2022. 8 of those 10 have already been fired.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy? One
Doug Peterson was one of those.
One Callahan, one of those?
No, he was hired in 24.
Was he 23?
24.
Oh. That's crazy. It was – all right, here we go. Lovie Smith with the Texans was one and done. Matt Eberflus with the Bears. Doug Peterson with the Jags. Brian Daboll with the Giants. Kevin O'Connell with the Vikings. Mike McDaniel with the Dolphins.
Wait, Kevin O'Connell got fired?
No, he's still there.
Oh, okay.
8 of the 10 have been fired.
Okay.
Nathaniel Hackett with the Broncos. Dennis Allen with the Saints. Josh McDaniels with the Raiders. Todd Bowles with Tampa Bay.
Lord. Nathaniel Hackett. What an absolute disaster. So Sean Payton been in Denver 3 years now?
Yeah.
That time just flies. Hackett was terrible. Just terrible. And didn't who did he get into it with? Like Russell Wilson or
I don't remember. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was bad.
They went at each other. That's right. And he ended up being the Rodgers OC for the Jets. Terrible. Man. All right. I think we'll have 8 every year going on from now on.
You might. No, O'Connell and who was the other one that hadn't been fired?
The Tampa coach?
No, he got fired. No, yeah, he's still there. That's right. He's still there. But he's on, I think, borrowed time.
He's on shaky ground.
He sure is. 615-737-1025. Chasing Big Joe live today at the Omni here on 102.5 The Game.
to the show. What's up, Chase?
Hey, what's up? Sorry.
Thank you, Chase. Other Chase. Our audio guy's name's Chase.
We need Dr. Crane needs a clock that, like how long did the music play before we realized we were back?
Dr. Crane, how long did it play for, buddy?
Probably about 48 seconds.
That's
give
not
or
bad.
take.
Okay. All right. Well, we got
There-
Nashville fired up.
I'll tell a story. There was one time back before I was in this industry, but was showing interest in it. I went to Bridgestone Arena where our good friends George Plaster and Willie Donick were doing a show. And so they're set up and everything. And Alan Kirby, their engineer, had everything ready to go. And at 2:59, they're nowhere to be found.
Oh, nice.
And this was the day that the Preds were unveiling the gold jersey for the first time. Jump played for 2.5 minutes before they walked in.
That's not surprising.
It didn't really, it like totally lost track of time. It was the funniest thing.
Yeah, I can see that.
So it happens. So we apologize, but our guest Neil Orne is here. So getting ready for that at 1:00, and Sean, our GM, is here. So we're just chatting with the people.
Just got an email from the Titans. I'm like, oh, here we go. And it's about honoring some community grant that they're doing, which is good for the community,
It's
but
important.
was not the big announcement. They've hired it. Because I'm sure when it happens, Schefter will have it out and Ian Rappaport and have those guys will know what's going on. And then bada bing, bada boom.
I think what would be hilarious is if one of us broke it. Like if we just tried really hard and we're the ones that get it and you and I break
How the hell are we going to do? There's
I don't
only
know.
one way we could do this.
Does it involve taking Amy Adams Strunk out to dinner?
No, it does not. I know the wife of a certain coach that's
Okay, so if it's
that's being considered for a job, and then if somehow she's like, "We're coming home,"
I've had in my career, because I've never been breaking news guy. That has not
Right.
been a desire of mine. There are other people that are much more qualified to do that. I have had one story that I have broken in my career.
and that is
What Tim Kelly was going to be with the Titans, because it had gotten out that he was hired
okay.
or was rumored to be hired, and I had somebody that I trusted tell me what his title was going to be, and I sat there for a second. I was like, you know what, I'll throw this out, and it it went
Nice.
Like Schefter had it and like credited
that's
me
cool.
and all
Good
this
for
stuff.
you.
So
I've only broken two. I broke Will Muschamp not going to Tennessee in 2009, and them hiring Lane Kiffin because our contact had told because Will was at Texas, and Dan Patrick's like, Will Muschamp, new head coach of Tennessee, and Will was like, put that out there that I'm not taking the head coach. I'm staying where I am, and that was at Texas in 2009. And then when Munchak hired Jerry Gray as offensive coordinator,
oh yeah,
because my intern at Channel 2, her best friend was Munchak's daughter, and Jerry Gray was at his house.
yeah.
And he said, allegedly, yeah, you can go ahead and tell Joe.
Really?
Allegedly. So, and look, I love Munchak who was here. He was great. Just didn't, he was a plug-in. They had the lockout was looming.
Yeah.
Fisher was done. Bud needed a good soldier. And Mike Munchak was a good soldier.
Yeah.
And his hands were tied.
And I think nobody, including Fisher, nobody had a problem with it.
Yeah, and it was that season, there was no off-season workouts.
Yeah.
They had to go out and sign Matt Hasselbeck. They drafted Jake Locker. I don't think there were any OTAs.
2011?
Yes. There were not any OTAs because of the lockout. So you show up and boom, you go. And I'm not sure Locker played at all in the 2011 season. And then he started in 12. But anyway, Munchak was a good soldier, was plugged in here, and they did okay. I mean, they wouldn't have. I mean, I think probably his record was 500 when he was here, but that was, I think, Bud rewarding a guy who'd been very loyal to him since 1982.
Was that going into the 11th season or the 12th season?
The 11 season.
Okay.
The lockout was in the 11 season, and they got it figured out in the summer because they were all working out at Father Ryan.
Yeah, because so I just pulled up a Sports Illustrated. These are the coaches that were hired. Jim Harbaugh with San Francisco.
2011?
Yeah.
Oh, this is good.
Ron Rivera with the Carolina Panthers. Leslie Frazier with the Minnesota Vikings.
Wow.
Jason Garrett with the Dallas Cowboys.
15 years ago.
John Fox with the Denver Broncos. Pat Shurmur with the Cleveland Browns. It doesn't have Munchak, but
wow, Pat Shurmur. He
So.
just got fired at Colorado working with Dion.
Yep.
Wonder why Munchak's not on that list.
I don't know. Because I was with you. I thought that was
He was 11, 12, and 13.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know why he was on.
That's rude. Send a stern email to that list and say, "Hey, pals, here's what we're doing. You left this off." But no, I mean it was okay. And then Wisenhunt, the Malarkey. By the way, it was 8 years ago today. Malarkey quit. I saw it resigned on my memories, and that still is one of the most bizarre press conferences when Malarkey stepped down after they beat the Chiefs. He's like, I got no support around here.
Right.
Nobody likes me. We're like, what the hell are you talking about? And then they lost to the Patriots the next week, and then that was.
Who's the longest tenured coach in the NFL now? That Harbaugh and Tomlin are.
That's a good one. Oh,
because it resets for Harbaugh now that he's at a new job.
Andy
right?
Reid.
Oh, Andy Reid. Yeah.
Courtesy
That's
TV.
right.
Yeah. So it would be Andy Reid.
Andy Reid, 2013.
2011. These are the head coaches. I'm just going to read through this real quick.
Okay.
Arizona.
Wisenhunt.
Yep. Atlanta.
Oh, Jim Mora?
Mike Smith.
Tennessee Tech, Mike Smith.
Yep. Harbaugh, Baltimore. Buffalo.
Oh, God. Malarkey?
Chan Gailey.
Ron
Rivera, Carolina. Chicago.
Lovie Smith.
Cincinnati.
He was there forever.
Marvin Lewis. Shurmur in Cleveland. Garrett in Dallas. John Fox in Denver. Detroit.
Schwartz.
Yep. Green Bay.
McCarthy.
Houston.
Capers?
Kubiak. Indianapolis.
Oh, gosh. It was. He took him to the Super Bowl.
Jim Caldwell.
Dang it.
Jacksonville.
Was that Del Rio?
Yep. And then he was fired. Mel Tucker took over.
Okay.
Kansas City had two.
Todd
Haley.
and
Romeo Crennel. Miami had two as well.
Was it Philbin?
Nope.
I don't know.
Tony Sperano. R.I.P. And then Todd Bowles took over as the interim.
Good Lord.
Minnesota, Frazier. New Orleans.
Sean Payton.
New England.
Bill.
Giants.
Tom Coughlin.
Yep. Jets.
Gosh. I don't know.
Rex Ryan. Oakland. You'll never get this.
Oakland. Kiffin was fired in 07. Oakland. I don't know.
Hugh Jackson.
Oh, my Lord. Is he still with did he go with Eddie to Bowling Green?
He may have. I don't remember. Philadelphia.
Andy Reid.
Pittsburgh. Tomlin. San Diego.
All right. McCoy came in 13. Schottenheimer?
Norv Turner.
Seattle.
Pete
Carroll.
San Francisco. Jim Harbaugh. St. Louis.
The 11 season?
Yep.
It wasn't Kroger. It wasn't Fisher.
Kroger.
Spagnola.
Yep. Tampa Bay.
In 11. I tell you what, man.
Nope.
Wasn't John Gruden?
Raheem Morris.
Oh, gosh.
Tennessee was Munchak, and Washington.
Shanahan.
Mike Shanahan.
Because he drafted RG3.
Yep. Those were the coaches in 2011. The Giants won the Super Bowl, beat New England.
Yeah. Remember who caught the pass on the sideline of the Super Bowl?
Mario Manningham.
Good job, Jason.
We'll get your calls and texts. Kevin, hang on. We'll get that coming up next. Chasing Big Joe, live at the Omni, 102.5 The Game.
has a lot of vertical passing concepts that are off of play action and things like that. And that was, to me, the appeal with Jason Garrett. So when you're able to marry, the two. Now, I'm not saying he ran the ball heavily because, they were more of a passing offense there. But
Yeah.
I think when you look at marrying a run scheme, when you look at marrying that to play action and vertical passing and RPOs, this is I personally believe that Matt Nagy is one of the ideal candidates for Cam Ward.
Hello again, everybody. That was Teron Davenport earlier today on Next Man Up, talking about Matt Nagy and his fit with the Titans and specifically with Cam Ward.
I'm on board. I am on
You're
board.
in. I mean, I am too. Look, I've been saying for months now that I thought that's who it would be, but again, the longer this goes, I'm kind of wondering, all right, is it just due diligence or have they been convinced elsewhere that, and I think too, there are some guys available that they probably didn't think were going to be available.
I'm telling you, when he says it in the press conference, if we're over there, I'm gonna stand up and say something to you across the room. If Borgonzi says or Amy says we had a lot of interest in this job, I'm gonna say them. It's like, Chase, I told you they were gonna say that because they're gonna say that. We had a lot of interest in this job. Yeah, I mean it's only one of 32 jobs in the world. So yes, you want this. But what's funny? All these things that are talking about, again, nobody's talking about the Arizona job. It's like it doesn't exist. Like if you take that job, you'll never be heard from again. So they're going to stand up and say, everybody wanted this job. Let us introduce your new head coach, Matt Nagy.
Do you believe that the people they are interviewing that they are interviewing the head coach and either one or both of the coordinators? Because I think they are.
Well, I know in 2018 when they interviewed Vrabel and LaFleur, and I think it was Steve. Who was the other candidates? It's Steve Wilkes that they brought in.
Steve Wilkes, yeah.
I don't know if Vrabel and LaFleur had any sort of.
They did not.
Yeah. So they're both interviewed. It's like, hey, I like this guy. Why don't you bring him in? But maybe Vrabel's, hey, we'll hire you, but you got to bring LaFleur in too.
My understanding was Amy was very impressed with LaFleur, and as was John. And I think once Vrabel was hired, the discussion was had because remember the rumor was he wanted Ryan Day, that he wanted to bring Ryan Day with him to be the OC, and Day got the job with Ohio State,
right?
Because that was around the same time Urban stepped down.
Yep, that's right.
So, and then I think Luke Fickell was in play as well because they were buddies, and so I think it was presented, what about LaFleur, and he said sure.
I thought it was funny when Dean Pease was here, Dean Pease left, and then I'm done with coaching, I'm going to retire. Then Art gets that job in Atlanta, and who does Art hire? The first thing he does? Hires Dean Pease.
Right.
So it's like, a little falling out there, a little crack in the Vrabel armor of somebody not getting along with him. But again, I just think it's Nagy's job until it's not. The relationship with Borgonzi, going way back, sitting in those rooms together, it's a familiarity together, and I think that's the guy.
By the time we go on the air Monday, do they have a coach?
No.
I say yes.
No.
I think they get it done this weekend.
I think what is it, Tuesday? Tuesday she fired Vrabel. Tuesday she hired Callahan. True. It's always on Tuesday.
She fired Callahan on a Monday. She did go off script.
Yeah, because she had to.
Because we were in Vegas.
She had to.
Yeah.
Yep. And I think somebody told me that the last question that Callahan got was the one that we asked.
When you asked?
Yeah. Well, we're together.
Yeah.
You got like a billion views. I'm like, I don't do it for views. I want to know legitimately about being mad or frustrated. That's all my go-to question. And man, he answered that question, said I'm out here, and he was gone. And the next day he was gone.
615-737-1025. Kevin in Union City wants to weigh in on Mike Munchak.
Hey, yeah. So if you guys will remember, that year was really weird. Fisher didn't get let go until like mid-February. So I'm betting that's why Munchak wasn't on that list.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, because it was probably and they agreed to part ways.
Yeah, he stepped down or whatever. And then Munchak's thing was he couldn't find good assistant coaches because everybody else had already been hired and stuff like that. So
that's right. Kevin, how far is Union City from Nashville?
It's like 2.5 hours.
Is that where John Robinson's from?
Yes.
He is, yeah. He graduated from high school, yeah.
Are you in Union City right now?
I am, yeah.
And you hear us?
I downloaded the app. So yeah,
good man.
You guys, yeah.
That's a promo. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Kevin.
Yep.
Thanks, Kevin. Yeah, look, you can download the app and listen to us wherever you go.
Kevin makes a good point because you remember that that was also
you can advertise as well together at CarmelMedia.com. Ask for Sean.
That was also I told you the press conference where Fisher was let go, and then Bud had the press conference via the conference call.
Right. Oh, that was your
favorite. They left Bud on the conference call, and the PR staff went out of the room, and all of a sudden you hear Bud going, Robbie, where the hell's Robbie? Where the hell's Robbie? And you see the PR staff, the Titans, hauling ass down the corridor, come flying in, go right down the steps, and they're trying to get Bud off the conference call because he's rambling. And they're like, in the relief, and they got him off of that was something else. Then they hired Munchak after that.
Yep. Oh man, what a time!
It was something. And so, look, it's just coaching.
Who did he have? Chris Palmer and
didn't he get Dow? Didn't they fire Palmer and Dow Loggins took the job?
Dow Loggins took over because he was. But Jerry Gray the first DC?
Jerry Gray was. Yep.
Which I didn't think that was a terrible hire.
No.
Chris Palmer was.
And they fired Chris Palmer in or around on his birthday.
Yeah, and then Dow Loggins.
You know where Dow is now?
He is the head coach.
Come on, buddy.
He's the head coach.
You got this.
Don't tell me. They played middle, didn't they?
They did not. You got this, pal. Where's Dow Loggins currently the head coach? They played in a bowl game this year.
They sure did.
You got this, man. I believe in you. You got to get this right, or unless I'm bound to these chains forever. You got to release me. Can I count on you releasing me from these chains? You got to get this correct. If you get this correct, I'm released from these chains.
Released from these chains. You're giving me a hint.
I am not giving you a hint.
I thought you were.
I just want to be.
Texas? Somewhere in Texas?
No, sir. It's within.
Fit. App State.
That a boy. Yeah. Good job. He's been around with Arkansas, other places, but Dow Loggins is the head coach at Appalachian State.
Hang on, real quick. I want to, because there was another name I was trying to remember that was on the coaching staff. Tracy Rocker and Frank Bush. Aren't they here now?
Yeah.
Let's see. Chris Palmer, Dow Loggins was quarterbacks. Pass game coordinator, Dave Ragone. That's who I was thinking of. Wide receivers.
From Dave Ragone from Louisville.
Yep.
Big old boy.
Jim Skipper, coach running backs. John Zernhelt was tight ends. Bruce Matthews, offensive line. Charles London was offensive assistant and quality control. Hadn't he been around?
I don't know.
I feel like he has. Dave McGinnis was a senior assistant. Art Smith, the defensive assistant, quality control.
My man.
Marcus Robertson was secondary.
Okay. Mark Robb.
Yep. Lowry stayed on as special teams. So
15 years ago. So
that's crazy.
The call of Kevin Union City, he's right. I mean, he had a lot of the assistants already gone and signed up. And so Bruce and a few other guys that popped in there.
VP. Okay. This is what. So general manager was Mike Reinfeldt. The VP of player personnel was.
Oh, gosh.
Rustin Webster.
VP
of football operations, Lake Dawson. Remember Lake Dawson?
Good Lord, yes.
And then Vin Marino was the.
Is Vin still here?
I don't know.
Salary cap guy?
Because supposedly Brinker's doing that now.
Okay.
So I don't know. We will bring on our friend Neil Orne. Talk some local stuff with him. Little walk down memory lane. Going to be a lot of fun. He joins us next on Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. Hour number 2, Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game here on this Thursday. We're live at the Omni Nashville Hotel at Bar Lines. He's Big Joe. I'm Chase McCabe, Dr. Crane, Nick Frazier, back at the studio. And, Joe, we're excited about our next guest that's going to be with us for the hour. You just like to bring in old coworkers, so that's what we've done.
It works well. I love this guy so much that I put him in my book because he means that much to me. He got great advice when I started out. Neil Orne. Neil, good to see you, Bubba.
Joe, Chase, good to be here. How did you get your name first in the open?
I don't know. The boss, and I put it together.
Really
I don't like.
I understand. I know Joe.
I like.
I know. All right.
Push me aside.
Second question. 3 Emmys?
Yes, sir.
I thought it was much more than that. I really did.
21
what happened? 21 nominations.
21 nominations.
You were there as the Cinderella story every single year. 18 years.
I lost the first 11.
Right.
And it was like, the joke was Susan Lucci. And I actually wish I'd have lost 24 now. It'd been great.
The joke is when you actually judge those things and you see what goes into the judging, right? It's
Man.
like free. Hey, anyone want free pizza? Come judge the Emmys.
That was exactly it.
And no one's paying attention to anything is going. Oh, that looked cool. Okay, give them an Emmy. Give them an Emmy. Give them. So
it was always roll back. Let me see that girl again. Oh, okay. I mean, that's the way it was. It's but man,
sure enough, they come up later in life, and you're like, yeah, I won 3 Emmys. Right. I won 3 too, Joe. I won a Murrow too. So how about that?
Do you have 3 Emmys?
I have 3 Emmys. Yeah. And I actually, as a joke, I put them on a shelf behind me when I do social media because every TV person has to have their Emmys behind them.
Yeah.
So it's a little quiet joke between me and Carrie.
I've got 3 Murrows as well. And it's funny is that people don't care about those. No. Us TV people do. It's like,
Murrow's higher than Emmy, right?
Because it's really good.
Yeah,
but you tell people you've got an Emmy, you're like, oh, that's awesome. And you'll show it off. You're like, oh, my God. I'm like, if you really knew, it's not that important. But look, you got nominated, you win, and that's the honor.
Yeah. Why's your name taped on to the Emmy?
Yes. We have a mutual friend who they were up for an Emmy. They didn't put their name in because they don't want to pay the money. That won an Emmy, and this person actually paid money to have her name put on the Emmy. Oh, I gave it up. Her.
I know who you're talking about.
She never worked with us at Channel 2. It was another station. So I just found it kind of funny.
Understood.
Yes.
So congratulations on writing a book, right?
Yeah. Look, this is about you. This isn't about us.
Well, I'm in your book. I'm getting to me.
Well, the thing was.
This is a way of circling back to me.
Well, when I first started the Big Joe, you had a major help in the Big Joe on the Go segments. You had a major hand in all that.
Because to me, it was one of the best parts of the show, and so I wanted it in there. And it never turned out to be exactly what we wanted, right? Because we were looking for something like the Nashville show, like we were looking for something like Ralph Emery, right?
Yeah,
and we wanted to go because you and I are old school in that way, right?
That's right.
We think when you wake up, you have to have every emotion exercised immediately. You got to laugh, but you got to be serious.
Yeah,
and no one understood us in that way.
Consultants did not like that.
But you grabbed that mantra, you grabbed that position and actually ran with it. And to this day, you're Big Joe on the go.
Well, you're always like, people. This guy's always on the go.
You and Turco are the 2 people that I remember from back in those days.
And when I started the segment, I would get this email from this guy who would just destroy me. Like, you're terrible. You're fat. On and on. And I went to you and I'm like, Neil, this guy's bothering me and it shouldn't bother me. And your advice to me was, keep showing up.
That's right.
Keep showing up because in a couple weeks, he'll know those emails will fall on deaf ears and you're still on TV.
That's right.
And then after about 2 weeks, never heard from the guy.
That same guy still emails me every day.
And I think the guy that did it was Neil.
So when did you start at Channel 2?
96.
96.
I think it was Halloween, which is like perfect for me, right?
And
we started on Halloween.
Like I told you before we came on, like I remember when you did the weather. You
were
like the weekend weather guy.
I was weekend weather and reporting 3 days a week when I first got here. So yeah, and I got out of weather because I was too accurate and I was making everyone else look bad.
Yeah, okay.
So they were like, "You should do news. You really should do news." I did that for several years actually. It's kind of fun. I liked it. I'm not a meteorologist. I got everything except the S&T. So I'm a meteorology. Right, because I went to Mississippi State. I did that course that everyone does, right?
Yeah.
And I was 2 credits away from finishing up and getting my meteorology broadcast meteorology degree, and they asked me to go to news with Victoria, and I was like, "Oh, I'm in."
So you were 20% accurate, so you were good.
I was. I still am. Carrie calls me up last night. She's like, "We're getting a snowstorm, and come on over." And I made chili, and we got all. I never even looked at the forecast, and I wake up this morning, and like the sun is coming through the curtains. I'm like, "Wow, that's like quite a snowstorm we got there." But no, it was doing weather was fun. Man. I love that.
I'm being honest. Had you stayed in weather, you'd have been on Good Morning America. I think you were. I watched you. You were that engaging, that fun, had everything that made you a national guy on GMA.
You're funny. You're
I'm
kind.
telling you. I think you would have.
And
we all know this.
You're very kind. You're very kind. Thank you. You know what? That's like the ultimate compliment right there.
No,
So
you
thank
would have. I'm
Thank
telling you.
I appreciate that.
I think the worst thing that ever happened to you was the fact that you did the morning show and then came back and did the afternoon.
Oh, the split shift. That was that was.
I think I remember that.
It sounded so good at the time,
right?
It was like, oh, of course, I'll come in. I'll wake up at 1:30 in the morning. I'll do 3 hours on air. I'll go home. I'll nap all day. I'll come back at 4 o'clock and do another hour.
Yeah,
that was tough.
Yeah, that probably didn't work well.
That didn't work so well.
So what was funny is, you talk about you and Victoria doing the mornings. Like,
you remember that?
I watch it all the time
for school.
Yeah, so I was getting ready for school.
That's right.
And my dad was a news junkie, which it made me a news junkie. So like it was, he'd watch you guys in the morning, and then like 4 in the afternoon and 5 at night. Like he was bouncing all over. But I'd be getting ready for school, and it was you and Victoria, and then this doofus started doing Big Joe on the Go, which I was immediately drawn to him because he was goofy, I guess. So you're welcome. Yeah.
He was real. He was himself.
Lila Marigza.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Lila was pretty great. She was a morning
crush on her.
Yeah, a lot of people did. Joe, I remember your lead to every question was, so I got to ask you. Do you remember that?
No.
That's how you led into your question.
Did I really? So I got to ask you?
So
because I don't want to say talk about.
He still does.
I don't mean it as a critique. I mean it as a compliment.
That's fine.
No, it's you're basically opening up the discussion. So I got to ask you, what is the one moment I was going to bring up between you and I at Channel 2, which turned out to be one of the funniest moments on TV for both of us, and you knew it was going to come up this hour?
Yeah. So there was a guy they had a replica of the Santa Pinta, Nina Maria, whatever the Columbus ships, right? And they were traveling,
right?
Yeah, right. And they were coming up the Cumberland River to the Mississippi. And so remember, Channel 2 was on satellite. So we were on satellite to all of South America. So that's why everybody knew it. Like we were big time.
We would get emails from people that said, "I'm having coffee on the back of my boat down in the Bahamas."
Yes,
and we
everywhere.
It floored us. Right?
Yeah, one time I did an interview with Brad Paisley one time. He's like, "I know you.
Right.
I saw you when I was in the Caribbean." I'm like, "What? I don't even know who I am."
I was in an airport in Florida, and some guy said, "I watch you every morning," and I was like, "Oh, you're from Nashville?" And he's like, "No, I live down here." I'm like,
we were
was
on
that in the days where like you get random local channels on DirecTV or whatever, or
something,
on
those lines.
So they had to put an ABC local feed up somewhere. So they just randomly chose Nashville because we weren't a competitive market at that point, but we were a big enough market where we were doing the news, and they would just put us there as kind of a filler for every morning.
Right.
So we ended up doing that for many, many years there. So it's interesting. You get a caller from West Tennessee, right? That's normal now. This was not normal.
It was not normal at all.
We were in so when we had like the tornadoes in 98, right?
Yep.
Stuff like that. We were broadcast nationally. Everyone like CNN immediately picked us up and put us on nationally for 18 hours straight. We were on the air doing that.
That's
stuff.
exactly right.
That's crazy.
So the guy that owned these ships was in the Bahamas. He had a big, huge boat and house in the Bahamas. And then it was exact replicas are redundant. It was a replica of all these ships. And he said, "Yeah, go up there in the morning. We'll have guys being there for you, ready to go." Well, what he didn't tell me was the night before, the entire crew went out and got smashed, hammered. So I'm there knocking, and nobody. And finally, one guy wakes up, and he has no idea where he is. He's like, "Man, I can't do TV." I said, "You're doing TV. Put a shirt on. Let's go."
Oh, no.
And I grabbed him, come out there. He had no. I said, "This is pretty cool. Be on the ship." And he's like, "Yeah, I mean,
I'm going to pause you right there because I want to pick up a story from the studio." So we're panicking. Like Joe's like, I'm not going to have anything. I'm going to have anything. And so finally the producer gets my ear and goes, "Joe found someone to interview. He'll be right up." All right, so we're waiting at the thing, and we're like, all right, there's a Nina Pinta Santa Marina replicas in town. There's families are welcome to go out there and see it. It's 111. And we said, let's go to Big Joe on the go. He's down there talking with so and so from the thing, and
Oh, no.
the picture cuts to Joe, and this dude whose hair's sticking straight.
He's
up,
like 5'2".
Literally looks like he just got done licking the floor of a taxi cab, and and Joe just starts talking to him right there, and Joe was kind of leading him into this. He was being very gentle, and then I can't remember what I said back to you, like, Joe, did you just wake this guy up? And
yes,
you and I immediately got it and lost our cousins.
And you guys are laughing, and I'm hearing you guys laughing, and I'm like, this is going nowhere. And it was an absolute disaster. The guy couldn't answer anything, and so I lost it on air. And had we had social media, that thing would have gone absolutely viral.
It would still be
was
out there
that
to this day. It was.
How did the suits feel about
They
it?
weren't up yet.
Okay,
They
didn't care.
They weren't up yet. You couldn't go back and do that.
Yeah.
This was literally a segment that you could not script.
So this is like 6 a.m. or something.
This was like October of 2003.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's and you know that you're laughing hard. And you know every single person that's watching this is also belly laughing.
I feel like
there.
I remember watching this.
It was awful.
We didn't get text messages or anything like that. We got emails like a couple days later saying I spilled my coffee all over myself because that segment was so hilarious.
But we did get messages on do you remember the Bonnaroo segment I did? And the guy cussed on TV?
Yeah, we just got asked about that.
It was on TV, and I pre-interviewed this guy.
Yeah, you can't.
We're going to ask
about that.
Yeah,
you can't do.
And I said, I'm going to ask you what the problem is. I said, what's the problem here? He goes, I'll tell you what the effing problem is. And it went everywhere. I said, we're done with this. And then our assistant news director at the time called me. He's like, you need to offer an apology on air. I said, I'm not doing it at 6:30 because it happened at 5:30. He goes, why aren't you doing this? I said, because then people will wonder why I'm apologizing.
Right.
Yeah,
you just let it go.
Gone.
Let it go. It goes. It's bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
And you guys were dying in the studio. I'm out there, and all this traffic at Bonnaroo, just losing it, just trying to keep a straight face. That was the only time that we had something bad like
and then
that.
like the 6 or 7 people still dancing in the parking lot
Yeah.
while everyone's left the next morning, and we're like, where? These people have no idea the show's ended, and they're still dancing in the middle of an empty parking
Terrible.
lot. Right there.
Was it the morning show where the chicken ate you or something? Like you were at Greer?
No, that was the afternoon.
That was afternoon.
But we did chase pigs.
We did chase pigs.
Okay.
Yeah, this is not about me, though. This is about Neil Orne.
No,
this is about
so
Neil
much
Orne.
fun. I never get to talk to anyone about these segments, and they were a highlight for me. They were part of my highlight reel.
I've got the Beta SX tapes, the yellow tapes. So our friend Boyd at Channel 2, I've talked to Boyd about coming over there and trying to get those things dropped down to download to YouTube. So we'll see if that happens or not.
There's a service you can send them off to get that done, but we'll talk about that.
But that's expensive. Boyd's like good for free.
It is.
We'll have more with Neil Orne coming up next. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. Jason Big Joe, 102.5 The Game on this Thursday, hanging out with Neil Orne, who did local news in this town for a long
Omni
time.
Smells great. Do you notice that when you walk in the lobby? It's that lemongrass smell, seagrass,
little leather
thrown in there. It's a beautiful smell. I just love it. Yeah.
So I'll ask
you can work here if you want. They're hiring.
Well, I filled out an application when I walked in. That's very funny. Like, it's like you asked me to come here. I was like, how crazy is that? I'm going for an interview as a maitre d'. So welcome. Cross your fingers. Wish me luck.
I love it.
Wish me luck. So anyway,
what are you doing now that you get to sleep in a little more?
Well, I helped Carrie with her business a little bit there. So she has a beautiful aesthetic salon down in WeHo there called K Beauty.
What do you do there?
I inject. Yeah. I no, I basically stay out of the way right there. So she's here today because Verizon crashed and her bank shut down her credit cards due to fraud on her account. So she got the free day off.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Or do you take are you like the guy at the counter? Then when you walk in, you take the appointments and all that?
No, they walk in and I tell them I'm the after picture. Now sit down, shut up, and fill out the confirmation. No, I actually, she's on her own right now. I did a little acting, Joe. You know that, right?
I saw that.
Did some acting. I did some triathlons right there. What else have I been doing? Just trying to get out of the TV life and into something else. Right?
Will you ever go back?
I don't think so. That's
not a no.
It's not a no. No, not at all. Actually, I was approached by a station there, and it's like, well, my non-compete's not done until no, mine's not over till February 1st, so I can't even talk about it.
Okay,
so,
then don't talk
after February 1st, who knows what happens in my life?
It's like Fight Club.
It's like Fight Club.
So have you been?
But no, but Nikki and I have our podcast, right? It's called Out the News, and we're going to get season 2 going here soon. And then she and I are working on some sort of live show as well that we're going to do on YouTube. And so, kind of a bunch of stuff just going right now, but nothing really kind of with the full traction. So
have you been gone a year? 2 years?
Yeah. No, I left a year just the day before Thanksgiving, and then I was paid through February 1st. So technically, I was an employee through February.
Gotcha.
1st.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
it's crazy how fast the year goes. I've been so busy not making money that I wake up and it's like the day starts and it's over, and you're like, what happened? What happened? So it's been terrific. The girls are great. 2 months from now, I have a 16-year-old and a 19-year-old. I got a UT freshman and a driver coming up here. So I've got a lot of gray hairs coming in real fast, kind of like your beard, Chase.
Yeah, look, it's funny. People
For
are
such
like,
a young guy. I mean, that comes in hard.
Well, I always joke. They're like, "Where did the gray come from?" I go, "This business." It'll do that.
It's a little grayer on the side next to Joe.
It happens, but
it's a few shades changed right there.
What's your I got into this because I grew up, like I said, watching the news. I mean, I was gonna go and work in Market 263, making $2 an hour and do sports, and I mean that was my plan. And luckily, I was working at the radio station and had people like Joe, pushing for me, and ended up growing up here and climbing the ladder. But
you had a very traditional entry, right? You start small and you just got to take every little baby steps. It's like,
right.
Which is totally different than the TV business now, where you get out of college and you're already in a top 30 market, right?
Because the 3 companies that own TV stations now are like, we can pay you $25,000 a year.
Right, because you're still on a parental scholarship for the most of your life, right?
Right.
Your parents are still paying your credit card and rent. So, come on in and work for us. We're good. We're good. You'll be on TV every day.
And that was kind of I'll never forget. I had a class my freshman year at MTSU with a guy that his story was pretty cool. He had done local news and TV, and he was up for a game show.
Yeah.
And he ended up losing out to host this game show to the weatherman from KNBC in LA, who also did time in Nashville, and that was Wheel of Fortune. So Pat Sajak. So he lost it, but he was saying, you guys are going to go through your 4 years here. Some of you are going to get out of here, and you're going to get offered a job in Atlanta making nothing. And you're going to think that's the fast track.
Yep.
You'll be out in 4 years.
Yep.
So don't do it.
Right.
Go to the small markets and pay your dues and make no money and eat ramen noodles for 2 or 3 years. And then you'll end up in, Nashville or work your way up. And I just see the quality now, and it just like nobody wants to do that anymore.
Well, and it's not just, I mean, not to knock the kids on air, right?
Yeah,
They really work hard. It's
sure.
just you're also in a situation where your TV stations and news organizations are risk averse, right? So they're not really going to go after stories that kind of show things that maybe we're not supposed to see immediately right there because everyone threatens litigation and everyone's like, the lawyer bills alone. So I understand why TV stations are risk averse right now. It makes sense because we are a litigation society. But the fact is that I was talking to you about this a minute ago, that when you watch a local news station now, you can take that newscast and plunk it down in any market. And there's so many similarities to it. It's like it's so formulaic. I miss the days of chaos on air, right? Where you didn't know what was going to happen. So you watch because Big Joe's going to come on and he's probably got a guy who's so hungover, he might not be able to stand up for the whole segment. Those days were kind of fun to me there. And so I hope
breaking news.
I hope local TV kind of gets back to that. I hope this is a secular thing, and then they finally say, you know what, let's channel Ralph Emery and start doing shows where we sit down and talk to each other, where it's not cannibalized by advertisers completely, just enough to make a lot of money.
I've said this, that you want to get back. I firmly believe this. In the afternoon shows, I want to see you live everywhere across town. Because when I see a live bug, I lean in like, where are they live today?
Yeah.
Be live. There's so many great community events that happen. Find them. Everybody wants to be spoon fed. Right. So when I did the Big Joe, I had like 9 newspapers. I'd read all the newspapers. I'd cut stuff out and see them. You have to get out there and work it and figure it out and say, all right, this is great. This is a good thing. But I'm telling you, when consultants came to me at Channel 4, ruined it for me.
Absolutely.
Ruined it for me.
Well, they know more than you.
Right.
Immediately, when you start a relationship with I know more than you, it's not going to end well.
Our consultant lived in Denver. Denver.
Right.
What are you going to tell me? Do you know where Gallatin is?
Right.
Do you know where Henderson is? No, they don't know where that is.
They're like, I know where Lebanon is. Okay, I know where Lebanon.
Go do that story over there. But
what about Maury County? I know where Maury County is. It's and people don't understand how much work went into your segments, right? Because it wasn't just you show up with a microphone. Here we go. He would spend the day on the phone. He would do the background on it. He'd cut any video that needs to be done, and he would start working. So there was a lot of work that went into the segments there that went unappreciated. But the fact is that it was gold. It was gold. It was fun,
but it would still work. I mean, you got to put everything together. You'd go out and do it. That's where my voicemail came from, like the Joe Dubin, because I called a workout facility. Hey, I'm Channel 2, Joe Dubin. We'll go out there and do this in the morning. And the lady's like, oh, my God, the Joe Dubin? And I was like, yeah, I'm really nothing. And then
that Joe Dubin?
It took off.
I was thinking about adding the in front of my name.
You should.
Actually. Just like, what's your name? I'm the Neil.
And he put it in his Instagram page. The Chase McCabe.
Chase McCabe was
well, she's
I was like,
the Nash Beauty Girl right there. So
there you go.
It all works out part of it.
Right?
But I think it is what you put into it. If you put heart and soul into it, you'll get back a lot of great things.
Right.
And that's the beauty of working in journalism. And I still at the core, and you know this, there's still some good people working hard and to get it done. I think we'll never lose that.
I hate to speak in such generalizations.
But you're right. You're 100% correct.
There are some very bright spots in our local news community.
Yeah.
No doubt about
I'm with you on all that.
Yeah. So yeah. But I started watching your little segments that you posted online, Sunday Scaries and all that stuff. And I started, and he kind of inspired me. I was like, I've been off social media for so long, and I was watching that, and that's why I was like, I can do what Joe does. And so I kind of copied you a little bit. Yeah. And the worst mistake I made was copying you, right?
No, not at all. Right. I'm a no one.
But it was funny because I realized I was actually afraid of social media. After doing TV for 30 years, and social media just horrified me. It scared the dickens out of me. So doing this was more or less to kind of make me comfortable doing.
Well, it does, and I have a mission, and it's men's mental health.
Yes,
and it's a big part of what we do on the show, and we'll talk about it. And so I just want people that they see that, like, all right, he's still here, he's still showing up,
right?
He's still here. So maybe I need to show up as well.
And it's amazing because mine is sobriety, and also men at 50 and 60 rebooting their life. So it's along the same lines. Those are my interests too. So when you talk about that stuff, it kind of affects me as well. Because I'm there next 2 months, 60 years old. So
that's crazy. Okay. You don't look 60.
I don't feel 60.
Will you be 60? Isn't that crazy? Remember growing up when you're 15, somebody, that guy's 60, you're like, oh, he's dead.
Oh, yeah, he's done. Oh, no, that was like, he's 40.
Oh,
No. Oh, how many grandchildren do you have? Oh,
Well, I mean, like I'm a year and a half away from turning 40, and I'm like, it's starting to kind of.
well,
like,
I don't
I'm
know
starting
about
to
you,
think
but
about
40
it.
was the hardest. 40, you wake up the next morning and your metabolism stopped overnight. All of a sudden, everything. Yeah, 40's.
Yeah,
you're done, Chase.
You're
Yeah.
done. No,
We're going to retire.
We're in the clear. We're
You're past
you
it.
and I are fine. You are about ready to hit rock bottom, my friend. And there's going to be a sleeping bag down there waiting for you.
Yeah,
All
well,
right?
bring
Good.
it on. Bring it on. We'll have more with Neil Orne coming up next. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game.
Back on. Hey, everybody.
We are back on.
Hey, everybody.
Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game.
What
Here
kind of
on this
operation
Thursday.
is this? Where, Chase? Are you producing or no?
No, it's back of the station.
I like going on a radio show where you call everyone Chase.
Yeah,
we're
no,
right.
it's
I'm
good.
surrounded by Chase.
Big Chase on the go, and yeah,
there's a Chase Bank down the
there's
street.
a Chase
too.
Bank
sure
too,
is.
right? And I got chased here. Yeah, it's all good.
It all works up together.
It all
Neil Orne is with us.
So I thought we were talking about sports. Isn't this a sports station?
Not right now. It's not. Let me ask you this: what's the one moment in all your years at Channel 2 that stands out? And I'm going to guess, and it's not a fun moment. Was it the Covenant School?
Covenant School was tough. Covenant School got really tough because halfway through it, my oldest daughter texted me when we were on the air. I was by myself, and she texted me. She's like, "Dad, are you okay?"
Yeah.
Right. And here's your, like, because when something like that happens, all you're doing is thinking about these families. Like, oh my God, they just, like, if I lost Audrey or Carly, are you kidding me? My life would be over. So she texts me in the middle of it, and all of a sudden it just hits me. And then I toss it out to Nikki, and it hits her at the exact same time. It's so real. And I've known so many people that when we went on the air that day, I got a text from a detective friend of mine who was there, and we knew nothing. Possible shooting at Covenant School. He texts me, he goes, "This is really bad. There's a lot of people down." And I go in the newsroom, I'm like, "We got to get on the air right now. Right now." And I got on the air and I said, "This is going to be a very difficult day for Nashville."
Yeah.
We know that already. The details are still coming in. I'm not going to tell you anything that isn't confirmed and reported, but this is going to be a very difficult day. And it was hard, right? It was
I was on the air.
The Christmas morning bombing was a tough day, right? I remember hearing the noise. It was like a concussion sound in Oak Hill. I live at Ragnar Lake, so every kind of thing kind of echoes through there. I'm like, that was not right. That was different. And I call up work, and they're like, some sort of explosion down there. I just went in. I looked like our dude on the Nina and the Pink in Santa Maria that morning. My buddy takes a picture, a screenshot of me. He's like, "Are you okay?" But no, and it was such a strange morning, right? Because we didn't know what the situation was. Right. We didn't know how many people were gone.
And there's no handbook for this to let people know.
No,
there's no handbook.
No. And you're basically going on instinct. It's like, I want to tell people what I know, but I want to do it in a way where I'm not, wrong. I want to do it in a way that's sensitive to any potential victims, and I want to do it in a way that actually is informative and not repetitive, and so that's the difficulty. But breaking news is what we all get in the business for, right? It's you're the kid in the class who wants to tell the story first, right? You're the guy growing up who you got to hear what I so you go in the news business and sinking your teeth into a breaking story is ultimately what you crave, right? And but sometimes the stories like Covenant and the Christmas bombing are just overwhelming.
It's different.
It's just different.
The movie theater shooting. You did that one.
Yeah.
Right.
There was a few times you got drafted into real news there, right?
Yeah. I mean, when I was at the Antioch Theater, because they put me on the air, nobody was in the newsroom. They said, "You need to go on the air." And I knew that area of the back. I grew up over there. So I knew the area of the back of my hand, where to go and not to do. And then at that moment, you realize there's a lot of people who are watching you who are depending on what you're saying. And so it's a whole different ball game, but you can do it. I mean, you're on the desk for a moment and it happens. And the December bombing, you remember 2 days later, they found a van in Wilson County and they pulled it over. Yeah. Well, I was anchoring that day on the morning show. Yeah. And so for 4 hours, it was me and Brittany Weiner going back and forth on this van. Right. And to keep it going. So I'm like, look.
There are some times where there's no new information. You're literally looking at the same thing. There's no one to talk about it. There's no expert. It's just you sitting there going, "There's that van.
There it is." Yep. And
back to you.
They're back looking around all that. And that's what it is. But it's not like, oh, woe is me. But I have a job. You had a job. We got a job to do. Yeah. Well, that's it.
But I think weather stories were like the Murfreesboro, the bar, what we call it,
Good Friday,
the tornado, the tornadoes, and then when it's one thing being in the studio, it's one thing actually looking it on the radar and talking about this storm is going this way. That's a pretty good hook. That looks like it might be doing damage, and then the live picture comes up, and you're looking at sticks and insulation.
Yeah.
And that's when it automatically dawns on you that this is very real. Like in the news when we're excited, we got weather, great ratings coming. In reality, people's lives are ending as you're on the air, and it's a little overwhelming at times. And you have to, when you're on the air, you have to put that stuff aside as best you can, as you know.
Well, with Covenant, I was on the air. Yeah. We were doing our show. And I don't remember if it was Twitter or where I saw this, but initially it was in the Green Hills area, and there's St. Paul is across the street, across Hillsborough Road. And so I think some people thought it was that at first. Yeah. That's where I went to elementary school. So when I saw that, I can't speak. My co-host is like, "What's wrong?" And I can't put words together because I'm thinking,
Right.
that it's now it's horrible no matter what, but it's like
absolutely. But when there's a personal connection
Right.
to it, there's nothing you can do except feel it a little bit deeper, a little bit more. Absolutely.
So then I settle down and like all the stuff's coming out. And now I'm sitting there as not only a host, but the program director going, okay,
right,
we're sports.
Yeah.
What do we do here? Like this is because there's no handbook.
What did you do? I was
we weaved. I mean, we were giving updates.
It's kind of hard, like, Titan's got a coaching search going on, but oh, by the way, there's a bunch of children that are no longer with us.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
There's
right? There's no easy way to do that.
So and sometimes the listener will kind of dictate where you're going to go.
Right. And
we had people calling in going like, hey, it's been a tough day. We want to thank you guys for kind of helping us through it in a different way. So, and we're referring to, you guys and everything that, hey, this is where you're going to get the news.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, that was the bombing that day, March 20 tornadoes.
Right when I got here, the F-15 that crashed into the Antioch area. Right on board. The shooting that happened down in Giles County, it was one of the first school shootings in the country.
That's right.
And so all these different things that happened. When I got back from my dad's plane crash where he passed away a week later after the funeral and services, Payne Stewart's plane was flying across the country out of control with no one doing it. And there was no one there to anchor except me.
Yeah.
Right. So personally, that was a very difficult moment for me, right? I'm thinking about someone's dad up there who's about to die, and I just lost my dad in a plane crash too.
Yeah.
So it was there are things that happen in your personal life and professional life, and sometimes they merge a little bit too close, right?
Yeah.
So that's,
what's funny, not funny, but that day was that Payne Stewart's agent was from Winchester, Tennessee.
Right.
So Wisdom Martin and myself had to drive down, and we interviewed the day of that guy. It was also my birthday. Wow. So I go down there, and the guys, his family was in shock.
Yeah.
And they're telling us about all, because he was an agent for Payne Stewart, and he went to Alabama. It's those moments where, and then ABC News wanted our footage.
Yep.
And then you're thrusted in this thing. I'm like, I didn't really get in the business to do that.
Yeah.
I was a cameraman at the time. I just wanted to have a fun job in news.
Absolutely.
This wasn't fun, right?
No.
One of the very first stories I did was with you. We had to go out and do a golf. You won't remember this. A golf simulator at Legends in like October of 98. I'd been off for weeks. My daughter was born. And they came and said, hey, can you go shoot with Neil? And we had to shoot some golfing thing that was coming out. And we were out there, and you're like, I don't know what this is. Just shoot some video.
Obviously, had a big impact on my life, right?
And I'm like, I'm with Neil, because it was far better working with you than it was Turco. Far better. I got to tell the Turco story real quick.
Oh, yeah.
So my daughter was born. Turco never talked to me, right? You know this. He would just, I had to work him a few times. He said, hey, man. I'm like, yeah. He's like, I heard you had a baby girl. I said, yes, sir, I had a baby girl. Let me give you some advice. I'm like, oh, God. He's like, when you have a boy, you got to worry about one pecker.
Yeah.
When you got a little girl, you got to worry about all the peckers.
One of the more common sayings you hear as a girl dad, right? Then I go very few times without hearing that.
And I got my advice from Turco.
I mean,
he's not wrong.
He's not wrong.
Are we for off-color stories here? I remember when I first got here, Turk and I used to hang out with a friend of mine, Mitch, and we used to go to places we probably shouldn't go. They were
had good buffets.
Starts with Ken's, right?
Yeah.
Ends with Gold Club, and and so we would wear disguises, right? Because I wouldn't. No one knew who I was. I was the weekend TV guy. But Turco, with his long ponytail, everyone knew him, even like a week after he got here. So he would wear a wig and some different disguises and stuff like that. So we would go to these places, and then on the way out. We just leave, but our GM Mike at the time called us up to his office, and he had a manila folder on his desk, and he's like, so you realize that you represent the station when you're out and about in public? And we're like, yeah. And he's like, so you realize where you go matters? And we're like, yeah. Are you doing anything right now that would not be good for the station? No, we're good. We're good. Yeah, we go downtown. We're at Tootsie's. We do that stuff. So he slides the manila folder out, and he opens it up, and there's a picture of me and Turco with Ken's Gold Club behind us, high-fiving each other.
Oh, no.
How did you get that?
It was a scene reporter had been following us and started taking pictures of us.
Holy cow!
And I felt that it's one of those moments you feel the blood drain. I'm like, I always joked I wasn't going to last a week in Nashville, and I came pretty close. Pretty close.
Oh
And,
my gosh!
Anyway, he said he's not gonna publish it, but I don't want you guys going there anymore.
Well, good. Turco came back one day. He'd ate at some Indian restaurant in Green Hills, and he thought he had food poisoning, and all he wanted to do was do a story and sue them. That's all he was concerned. He was consumed that they made him sick, and I'm going to burn him down and all that.
Better call Turco.
Me and Joe Gregory used to go to a buffet in Antioch all the time. I'm not going to say what the name of the place was, but we used to do the health reports as well, right? We used to love going there and go through the buffet and all the different dishes and stuff. And then the health report came out, and they found frozen cats in the freezer of our place. Joe and I are looking at each other like turning green. I had breakfast the other day at Ellison Place Soda Shop. We were talking about that stuff.
It's terrible. Real quick, Turco got out of it because he was going to go to San Diego. Do you remember how he got out of his non-compete? He went after one of Channel 2's biggest advertisers. I think it was Phoenix Healthcare, about how they weren't delivering wheelchairs to their patients. He blistered them. Blistered. Yeah. And they said, you can't do that. He's like, by God, I'm going to do it. Only reason I'm not going to do it, you let me out of my non-compete. And they're like, we're going to let you out of your non-compete.
Right. You're done.
That dude, I mean, I get asked about you and him more than anybody else.
You know what he does now, right?
He lives retired.
He lives in West Texas, and he builds guitars and luthier. He's a luthier.
Oh,
so he builds music. He builds string instruments.
I wouldn't buy anything from that man.
No, his stuff is good.
Is it?
Oh yeah, no. He does everything by hand, every cut by hand, everything by hand, and he builds these things. Yeah, no, he's
wow. I had no idea.
Didn't see that coming.
No, I had no idea.
That's awesome. Yeah. Speaking of the health report, so when my dad owned a restaurant in Bellevue,
Dine and Dash, right?
It was called Pischetti's. But he was one of the he was like one of the high scores of the week, and that like made his life.
Oh. Yeah.
When you guys featured him, and he's like, "We're on TV." And like it may, I mean, he talked about that till the day he died.
I don't want to brag or anything, but the fact is that we got the health reports offline, right?
Yeah.
Online. Right? Yeah. We just pull them from the health department,
right?
But I would be out and about. We'd go out for dinner and stuff like that, and people thought I was actually there to write up the health report.
Right.
Oh,
and so our service was out of this
of course
world, over the top. So it's like, yeah, you're welcome there. What'd you get on the recent health inspection? 100. Great.
I remember
this bill's only $5. Wow,
that's right. I remember one time you went out and you did the Phil Collins interview.
Did the Phil? Yeah, out in California.
Yeah, was that the Tarzan?
It was Tarzan.
I was like, really? Because we were all excited. Like, somebody gets to go do this, and you were the guy that gets to go do that.
It was wild, actually, but it was something I would never do again.
Why not?
Right? It was just one of those things. It's like you're herded into one room, you're herded into the next room. You're told, ask this question, this question, and this question, and they're done. And that's it. And it's like, so we can't talk. Like we can't. No, you're not even allowed to address that person before you start interviewing them. So you're basically just like sitting down. They're on one camera. They're not even looking at you. They're looking at the camera, and you're on the other camera looking at the other camera. And you're like, so tell me how this role came about. Checks notes. Make sure he stays on point there.
Oh man.
Yeah. So it's just not what you. It was kind of like, why do you even bother? And now they don't bother. Now they just sell you they just send stations the pre-canned interviews, and it's like, you do what you want with them. Yeah. Everyone's learned that if I control my content, the TV stations can't make me look bad, right?
There you go.
So I control my content.
It's all about the look.
That's how they're doing it. We'll come back with more with Neil Orne coming up next here on Chasing Big Joe 102.5 The Game. Shady Sin Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. Continuing our conversation with Neil Orne.
Fellas, I made flashcards of all things happening in sports right now. We were up until 1 o'clock this morning. Carrie's been quizzing me, and she's like, this is going to come up during the show. This is going to come up. You're on a sports intense show. You better know this stuff. And we haven't mentioned one single thing.
That's good. We do that sometimes.
Yeah, I get it. But I just want to tell you that
you were ready
for a sports show. This is very lacking this hour.
I mean, you should listen to the other hours.
Yeah. Okay, who do you think is going to be the next coach of the Titans?
Shula. I think Chris Shula's going to do it.
Really?
Yeah, I like him. I like first of all the name, right?
Yeah,
that's a good legacy.
I'm all about the name,
right?
Yeah,
he's got an offensive mind, and you got a quarterback who can scramble like Mahomes and throw it like Manning. And you got a defense, which I think that, you know what, if you gave Callahan more time before he got off his game, right? If you gave him more time to work with that defense, and I think he just succumbed to the pressure of having to win right now and started going off his game plan right there. But I thought if you have Simmons anchoring your defense and you could kind of keep that group together and work on the secondary, which is kind of markedly better, we have a quarterback that is going in, like, he's following the path of every single all-star quarterback, right? That comes in the league the first year, they find themselves. Year 2 is kind of like, okay, he's doing some better thing. And year 3, all of a sudden, you have a Super Bowl caliber quarterback doing, and he's the dude. He is dedicated to it. When you look at him, when you see this guy in person, you're like, that's impressive.
Do you
it's like meeting Eddie George in person? You're like, I get it now.
Do you owe Brian Callahan money because he was a terrible coach?
I do. Well, he was, because I think he didn't get a game. He didn't stick with his game plan. He got thrown off too early.
See, this is why we didn't talk sports with him.
Okay. Everyone's got an opinion, and certainly mine is always wrong. So you can argue with me all you want, right? I'm a punching bag.
You're right. Yeah. But you are a big Preds fan.
I'm a huge Preds fan.
So am I.
I'm going next Tuesday. I still owe money for my 2017 playoff run, where any ticket, any price, anywhere, I was in that arena for every single playoff game, every single Stanley Cup game, and it was still the experience that you cannot duplicate in this town.
Right. I say the draft was fantastic.
Oh, it was great, but this is
different. But the Preds playoff run in 17, when you got 250,000 people in the park a block from here, Alan Jackson and Luke Bryan and whoever else sing. I mean, it was
amazing.
Yep,
it was amazing. And then the fact, and I feel like the team's starting to get back there. I love, Barry Trotz is your GM. You're going to go in the right direction.
Correct.
That's not an issue. It's just how long it's going to take to get there. And I feel like we're making some big. I saw it. I did an event. It was a beanbag game. What a cornhole.
Yeah.
I did
some
it
call
at
it bags.
Some bean bag thing. I did it at Geodis Park, and Roman Yossi was there before the season began, and I was kind of just, joking around with him. I was like, "So is this a good team, or are we?" He was completely honest. He goes, "I really think that this is going to be a special team."
Yeah.
And he's not a guy that's gonna. He's just gonna say, I don't know, if he wasn't sure about it.
Yeah.
Right.
But he actually came out and said, "This is going to be a special."
I didn't know that he sounded like Arnold Schwarzenegger, which is good.
That's my only voice I have. So everyone is either me or Arnold.
No, he sounded like Drago from Rocky IV. He
sounded terrible. Whatever.
Real quick, Mike in Las Casas says, Joe, ask Neil if Bob Mueller owes him any money.
So Bob Mueller came by the sports office one day and said, "Hey, can I borrow $1.50? I need a Diet Coke."
Is that Bob's voice right there?
Yes. And so Bob, I gave him $1.50, never paid me back. But you know what, Neil? You see that Land Cruiser out there? Paid for.
All paid for. What's the interest on that $1.50? He owes you $1.75 now, doesn't he?
Probably or $1.90, yeah. But that Land Cruiser, though.
Here's the thing. I love Bob, and we played golf all the time together. But he would give me 12-foot putts, and it's like, pick it up, it's good. And you're like, no, Bob, I have to make this putt. You can't do that, right? It's like when as soon as you say that, it ruins the whole hole. It's over. It's over. Pick it up. It's good.
Both of you have a pretty good
impression. At the end of the round, when it's a 2-foot putt, he's like, "Well, I'd like to see that." Okay, Miller.
It's great.
Hey, Bob, you owe Joe $1.50.
I remember one of the things, the sweep thing was going to be, he was going to shave his mustache during sweeps. And I'm like, Who is not going to tune in for that?
Absolutely.
Right?
But
what
did
a
he do
great
it?
way.
He did not do it. No.
He said no.
There is a rumor that he has no upper lip. It's out there. It's out there. So
I love seeing the early
possible.
videos of Bob and everything. And
It's the same. You can't tell what year it is.
Well, I said that about
Bob and Ann.
you when you got out of the business, and I compared you, and you're going to hate this, but I compared you a lot with Dan Miller. I mean,
No, that's the ultimate compliment. Dan Miller was to me the consummate. Like when he would come on, this is the scene at 6, and when he like, he was terrific. And this is one of the great things. You meet your hero, and he turns out to be your hero. And that was Dan Miller. I met him in a church event, and he just comes up to me, and first of all, he's bigger than I thought,
like 6'5".
Yeah, I'm like, holy, what?
Oh yeah,
what? Like, my TV is very small. My TV is too small. And he like, so you do this stupid thing. You're much bigger in person.
Yeah.
Right. And like, huh? But he was generous and he was nice. He had no idea who I was, even though I'd been on the air for however many years. But when we lost him, that was a sad day.
Well, I compare him to you because of the impact outside the TV station. I've seen Dan doing that. I saw you doing that, and you're beloved, man. And like Dan is, and you are, and you're part of the core that like Chase grew up watching you and all of us. So I wrote about that when you retired. I put you in my book because I think the world of you, and
it's an
honor.
Mean a lot. And you saying that means a lot. Thank you very much.
It's
very mutual. It's very
you.
mutual. I'm proud of what you've done with your career and how you like fought through tough times. And
right.
Tough times.
I've been told no 1,000 times, right?
That's right. But still you persevered. You found your own path. And that's what you got to do in life.
Thank you.
It's not just this.
Neil, thanks so much for doing this. This was fun.
Guys,
flew by.
I learned so much about sports.
I
want to tell you what.
Well, keep listening. Herm Edwards is going to join
Chase,
us. So
Joe, thank you, guys.
It
was an honor being here.
Appreciate you.
Neil Orne joining us. Herm Edwards will join us from ESPN. Coming up next, Chase and Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. Hour number 3, Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game here on this Thursday, continuing from the Omni Nashville Hotel at Barlines. And we say hello now to one of our favorites, Coach Herm Edwards of ESPN joins us now. Coach, how you doing?
I am well. It's kind of interesting, the playoff scenarios. I'm going to the studio tomorrow, but I can remember last week I said, you know what's going to happen? I said the Texans and the Seattle Seahawks are going to get in the Super Bowl, or even Denver, let's just say, and the score is going to be 3-2.
That's what it feels like. It's definitely what it feels like. We will certainly talk some playoffs, but I want to get your thoughts. John Harbaugh looks like the New York Giants are going to land him a Super Bowl winning coach and who had quite the track record in Baltimore. We thought maybe the Titans had a chance at him, but New York didn't want to let him leave the building without a job, and it looks like that's going to be the case.
Yeah, I think that's a good get for the Giants. Obviously, a well-respected coach all through the league by players as well as ownership. And I think the good thing for him, when you think about it, he's a train ride away from New York City, and he understands the media on the East Coast. So he'll have to deal with the New York media. It's the biggest one around. I sat in that seat with the Jets, but I think he'll do a really good job. He's inherited a pretty good football team. He's got a good D-line. He's got a young quarterback, obviously. And, you know, he's got a good runner in Scatterboo when he gets well, and they've got some receivers. So he's in a good spot.
Did you have to prepare differently for that? You played in Philadelphia, so you know what that market's like. Did you feel more prepared for it when you took the Jets job, or was it like the first, few times you're like, whoa, this is not what I thought?
No, I obviously playing Philly, you become hardened now. So it's just part of the deal in Philly, right? They might boo one quarter, and the next quarter there's hooraying you, so you got to deal with it. But I think, when I was getting ready to take that job, Coach Parcells had reached out to me and left a note, and basically just said, be who you are and just make sure that when you, visit with the media, you set the tone. And that was great advice.
Herm Edwards is with us. How do you, Coach, view the Tennessee Titans job?
Well, I think they have a young quarterback. Now, the problem they got is like it's just like the NFC West. You got a pretty good division sitting here when all of a sudden the Jaguars came alive. That Trevor Lawrence, this was one of his better seasons. The Colts with Jones, all of a sudden they were pretty good. And then you got the Texans. They're a whole different deal now. That's one of the best defenses in the league. They're the number one defense in the league. So I think it's a place where, they remind me of this is what it reminds me of. The AFC North with Cincinnati, right? We're gonna look at that division, and who is the team in that division where you go, Steelers, right? You talk about the Ravens, you talk about the Bengals, and then there's the Browns. Always kind of like trying to find themselves in this division. And I think that's where Tennessee finds itself right now. They actually got rid of a pretty good coach. He's in New England now, but that's a whole different story, right? So I just think that's where they're at in this division. They're trying to catch up with the Colts. They're trying to catch up with Texans and the Jaguars. But I think they've got the quarterback they want. And now it's just a matter of working from there.
We're talking to Coach Herm Edwards on the Chasing Big Joe show. And, Coach, when you became a head coach for the Jets in 2001, what was the biggest thing or the first thing you had to learn? Because you could, say you want to be a head coach all the time, but until you're in that position, it's a whole different world. What was the first thing you needed to understand as a head coach?
Well, let you coach everybody. Don't get caught on one side of the ball. And I think the most important thing, you got to coach your coaches. You don't just, you hire coaches, but you have to coach them to make sure that they understand exactly what you want and that the system allows the players to be successful. And if your system is flawed in the fact that, you say, well, that player can't play in the system and something's wrong. Because the last time I checked, the players play, coach is coach.
Right.
And so what you have to be able to do is have a system that's multi-dimensional with players because you can't get rid of all your players. Right? You come in there and say, well, I get rid of no, you got these guys. You got to win with these guys. Now you can go into free agency and maybe draft some guys, but at the end of the day, this is your team. And what they want to know, the players, hey, coach, what you going to do to help us win? And then your coaching staff, they got to be locked, in step with you, knowing that when you leave the meeting, because you can't be in all the meetings as the head coach. You can sit in one, you can sit in two, but you try to spread yourself because you want to make sure the coaches are sending your message. You got to coach the coaches more than you actually got to coach the players.
That's a great way to put that. Coach Chase, my co-host, read this stat at the beginning of our show today. He said 8 of the 10 coaches that were hired in 2022 have been fired. 8 of the 10 coaches hired in 2022 have been fired. Coach Edwards, is this a problem?
Yeah, it's a big problem. And here's the problem. Now with the ability with fans to be a part of the media package, that's who gets coaches fired now, is the fan base. Because of all the noise they make outside the building. And if you have an owner that listens to all that noise, he's worried about, well, I got to get fans in the seats. Fans got to show up. Rather than to say, this is my coach. I'm going to live with the guy. Now, Harbaugh and Tomlin had long runs. I understand that. But you're talking about some of these coaches get 2-3 years and they're out.
Herm Edwards is with us on the Chase and Big Joe show. Playoffs this weekend. A game that's intriguing to me, Coach, the Rams and the Bears. They both needed a little bit of luck, some big plays, and maybe Jesus to win their games the first week. And they did. And now the Rams will go to Chicago to take on the Bears. Looking at this from Chicago's angle, are they battle-tested enough to win a tough game like this against a pretty good Rams team?
Right now, the Bears don't know any better. And that's the dangerous team. When you think about the Bears, I mean, you're talking about a great coaching done. You think about Caleb Williams. The Caleb Williams you saw last year and the one you saw this year. Just this stat alone tells you about Caleb Williams. He took 68 sacks last year.
Yeah.
68. He only had 24 this year. This is the 6th ranked offense in the National Football. We're talking about the Chicago Bears. And now defensively, they're not very good. They're 29th, but what they do, they got 33 takeaways. So they take the ball away. So when you look at them and the way they play, you go, oh man, these guys they're a pretty good football team, right? So I just think that when you look at the Rams, obviously, that quarterback, he's really good. I mean, he's like really good. And remember, he started the season off, and he didn't even know if he didn't know if he was going to make it. He thought he was going to retire. He's only thrown 40 touchdowns already this year, and he got the number 1 offense in the league. And he's got 2 receivers. Good luck trying to cover him.
Yeah, 100%. On the AFC side, you mentioned the Broncos earlier, and obviously Coach Payton's done a tremendous job with them. But if ever the Bills are going to win it, isn't this the year?
You know what? And I say it every weekend when I come on. My favorite player is Josh Allen. I mean, just being a football player, you got to watch the guy. I don't care if you're a Buffalo fan. Just watch the guy play football. And the shame of it all is this. I've said this many times. When the Buffalo Bills break the huddle on offense, who do you concern yourself with? Quarterback and the runner. That's it. That's what they got. No one else scares you now. I mean, I'm just saying as a defensive player, and no one scares me. Quarterback, running back, receivers are good. They're pro receivers, tight ends good. But there's no other guy that you go, uh-oh. And it's amazing that this guy takes this team, puts it on his back every year, and they keep winning. He's remarkable. He is an outstanding football player. I mean, just to watch him play, you just sit there because you start laughing. You say, look at this dude. I mean, he's got, 25 touchdown passes. He's got 14 running touchdowns.
He's something special. He is. Coach Edwards with us on the Chasing Big Joe show. Coach Tim Hasselbeck comes on each week with us. We talk about the NFL. We're in love with the Houston Texans front four on defense. Because, yeah, right? Anytime you can send 4 and drop 7 back and get the same amount of pressure, that's something else. I love this defense.
It was on full display when they played Pittsburgh. After a while, you felt bad for Aaron Rodgers.
Right.
Because they were like, they can't block them, man. And there's only 4 of them now. And they're coming. I mean, they're going to hit you. And that's what they do. They hit you. They're a sound defense. And here's the deal. When you have a defense, like let's just say most games are 12 possessions. Sometimes you get into 14 according to how the game is flowing. But when you have a quarterback that has a defense like that, you can go 3 or 4 possessions going 3 and out and punting and going, hey, the game ain't getting away from us because the defense doesn't let them score.
Right. They're that good. All right. I'm a big NFL historian. I think the world of you, Coach. I think you're fantastic. I got to ask, Miracle at the Meadowlands. I know you've been asked a million times, but I've never asked you that. It's an icon in the NFL history. Can you take me back to that moment? Because the Giants had won the game. You're playing against Larry Zonka at the time. Yeah. That all unfolds. You score the touchdown. My goodness, what a moment in football history, Coach.
Well, I was fortunate. I was in the right place at the right time, but it was kind of ironic because I tell people how it all unfolded. Basically, what happened to play, but prior to that, it was Doug Kodar, too. Doug Kodar, they gave a handoff to Doug Kodar. They tried to take a knee. Back then, there was no victory formation. There was no guy behind the quarterback. The quarterback just took the ball from center, took a knee, and then that was guys taking knee. No one was behind the guy. There was 2 backs, and they were just in split formation. So when that happened, our defensive tackle and Bill Berge knocked the center into the quarterback, Joe Pisarski. So then the scum starts. And no one sees that. They didn't even talk about that play. So then the next play, now they get kind of mad, I guess, and the coach calls the play a handoff to Zonka. So I know this because Joe Pisarcik, the next year, he comes to Philadelphia. He's the backup quarterback for us. So he tells the story on his side of it, and he says, I'm in the huddle, and the guy just says, just take another knee. And Joe says, hey, look, man, I got to run the play. Coach wants me to run the play. So they're arguing in the huddle. And they break the huddle late, and the clock is ticking down. And I'm moving up to the line of scrimmage close because, they're going to just take another knee. And he kind of looks back at Zonka, and Zonka's kind of standing there like, has this look. And I'm like, something's wrong here, man. It just didn't feel right. And the clock is ticking down. And Clack, the center, sees the 40-second clock, and he doesn't want to get a delay of game. So he hikes the ball maybe right before Joe really anticipates the snap. So Joe, it's bobbled from the snap. No one sees that. He tries to turn around to give it to Zonka. It hits off his hip. Nobody's blocking me because the team thinks they're taking a knee. Well, the ball hit the ground, and obviously I come across the line of scrimmage, and I'm thinking, if I can get it on the first hop, I get a great hop. And I'm running, I score. The greatest thing about this story is this. Dick Vermeil is our coach. He's standing on the sideline. He has all the offensive players around him, and he's talking to them. Because if we get the ball back, he's going to do this, throw it here and, lateral it to 5 guys, and maybe we can score, right? And the players start running off the bench, running past him. And he grabs one and he says, where are you guys going? And they said, Coach, Herm just scored a touchdown. He never saw the play. So to end the story, we'll end the story with this. The next year, Joe Pisarcik comes to the Eagles. He's coming to the locker room, and all the players are lined up in the locker room as the door opens up. And Jaworski has a ball, and I'm standing next to Jaws. And he hollers, play it again, Sam. And the ball hits the ground. I pick it up and give it to Joe.
That is fantastic.
Oh, yes.
Coach, thanks so much for doing this today. It's great to talk to you. Always enjoyed the conversations back when you'd come on weekly with us. But thanks so much for doing this, and we'll talk again soon.
Thank you, man. My pleasure. Thank you.
Coach Herm Edwards joining us from ESPN on the Chase and Big Joe show. We will react to some of that coming up next, live from the Omni Nashville Hotel at Bar Lines on 102.5 The Game.
Hi, guys. Big Joe here. Listen, anxiety and depression, 2 words that can just wreck your life if you let them. And men, sadly, most of us lead lives of quiet desperation, but it does not have to be that way. That is why we are so honored to be partnering with Unity Psychiatric Care, based right here in Middle Tennessee, to get you back on track and living the life you deserve. I tell you all the time, reaching out to someone and talking to someone and going to therapy changed my life, and I want the same for you. Here's all you got to do. Just go to GameNashville.com, click on the Chase and Big Joe show. There you'll see a link to Unity Psychiatric Care and start taking back your life. It is private. It is secure. It is confidential. No one has to know. I just need you to reach out. Also, you may be the one who notices a dear loved one isn't doing well or acting right, and you can be that person to turn their life around. And again, just go to GameNashville.com, click on the Chase and Big Joe show, and then on the right side of the page, all the information you need for Unity Psychiatric Care. Listen, we love you guys so much. Help is just around the corner. Take back your life. And please know you don't have to go through any of this alone. They're there for you. We're here for you. Again, GameNashville.com. Click on the Chase and Big Joe show and let the journey to wellness begin.
Edwards is with us. How do you, Coach, view the Tennessee Titans job?
Well, I think they have a young quarterback. Now, the problem they got is like it's just like the NFC West. You got a pretty good division sitting here when all of a sudden the Jaguars came alive. That Trevor Lawrence, all of a sudden, this was one of his better seasons. The Colts with Jones, all of a sudden they were pretty good. And then you got the Texans. They're a whole different deal now. That's one of the best defenses in the league. They're the number one defense in the league. So I think it's a place where, they remind me of this is what it reminds me of. The AFC North with Cincinnati, right? We're gonna look at that division, and who is the team in that division where you go, Steelers, right? You talk about the Ravens, you talk about the Bengals, and then there's the Browns. Always kind of like trying to find themselves in this division. And I think that's where Tennessee finds itself right now. They actually got rid of a pretty good coach. He's in New England now, but that's a whole different story, right? So I just think that's where they're at in this division. They're trying to catch up with the Colts. They're trying to catch up with Texans and the Jaguars. But I think they've got the quarterback they want. And now it's just a matter of working from there.
That was Herm Edwards joining us in the last segment.
You know what's interesting about that, pardon me for a second, was the default to Mike Vrabel.
Yeah.
I mean,
look, everybody is going to do that.
Right.
Until they don't have to anymore.
Which could be a long time.
Could be. But you hope that this group gets it right now and that it's not.
Yeah.
But like, to me, if you're trying to find Mike Vrabel, Robert Saleh is going to be the closest thing.
1 billion %.
Yeah.
I know that's not possible, but I look, Saleh's is my guy. I mean,
if you bring in Robert Saleh and Mike McDaniel to run the offense,
yep,
we could be having an interesting conversation.
And Jeffrey Simmons ain't throwing punches at practice and getting
but that's the kind of guy that Jeffrey Simmons would love to play for.
I would love it. I would love, I'm a huge Mike Ditka fan in Lombardi because those guys took no gruff. They didn't want to be your friend. They want to be your coach, and they want a coach to make you better. Yeah, they care about you. They love you, but not like today's game where it's like, oh, your tummy hurt? Why don't you go sit down over there? It's like, we laugh about the Jimmy Johnson clip. You got asthma? Well, the asthma field's over there, right? You get your ass over to that field. I just think football, it's cyclical, man. I think football teams, and what do we have? Tim Hasselbeck said about Vrabel's success. Those guys know that deep down he loves them.
Yeah, because he's one of them.
He's one of them, right? Not everybody has that career of a Mike Vrabel, but you could tell that he's going to push you and he loves you. And the same, you talk about Bear Bryant. When Bear Bryant was at Texas A&M and they did the Junction Boys, those guys didn't have water. Nobody put Bear Bryant down. They knew that he was driving them to another level, although that would never happen today. But at the same time, I think Robert Saleh would be excellent here, in the words of C. Montgomery Burns.
Excellent. I think he would too. I mean, I definitely do. But we'll see. They've asked to interview him. I don't know when has that happened or when that's happening.
Saleh?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not sure. What I love about those things is that I default when we have a Herm Edwards on to the part of the game that he was on. The Miracle of the Meadowlands was great. He talked about, I saw an interview before, Kevin Mawai was with him at the Jets, coaching Mawai, and just the history of these guys and what they meant. So we could talk to Herm for hours.
Jack in East Nashville wants to comment on Herm Edwards. Jack, what you got?
I love me some Coach Herm. And I figured out a way that he could do a public service and make a killing for himself in the process.
How's that?
Just think, one of them days you wake up and you're kind of sorry for yourself. You just can't get the rest of it. You turn around and tell Alexa, give me Coach Edwards. So he comes on and you tell him, I just ain't got it today, Coach, or whatever the excuse is, and he pipes up with all of that rah-rah he's got built in, and now you're ready to go out and kick the world's butt.
Yeah, I think that would be very motivating for sure. Thank you, Jack.
Thanks, Jack.
Appreciate it, Jack. Thank you.
Jack knows what he's talking about.
Yeah. I mean,
Alexa
Coach
motivate
me.
me.
I mean, there were people listening to the interview going, I love him.
Yeah. Hey, Alexa, motivate me.
One of the coolest things I got to do early in my career was we went and had dinner at Jimmy Kelly's, and Coach was in town. So it was Herm and Darren and Jeremy and George and all of us. And
George was there.
Well, it was their show.
Oh, yeah.
At the time. Herm was doing a weekly.
He's like, hold on a second, Herm Edwards.
Yeah, so we got to sit and just talk to him for like 2 hours.
How great is that, right?
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah. How come when we ask Hasselbeck to dinner, he doesn't respond back to us?
It's just to you.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I'd really like to take him to the Burger King near the station one day to get that done.
I'm sure he'd love that.
No, he wouldn't.
I'm sure he would love that.
He knows better.
Yeah. So appreciate Coach for coming on with us. We'll come back with more live from the Omni Nashville Hotel. We'll reset our question of the day, which is,
if you had to put a warning label on yourself, what would your warning label be? If you had to put a warning label on yourself, what would it be? 615-737-1025. Mine would be gets irate at dumb red lights. Chase's is
what was mine? Mine.
Don't ask for invite.
Oh, mine was
don't ask where your invite was.
Yeah. Don't ask where your
Dr. Crane, you got one real quick?
Just brace yourself.
That's great, man.
That's a good one. That's a real good one. We'll have more of that coming up next. Chase and Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game, hanging out on this Thursday. Greg Wyshynski usually joins us at 2. He'll join the program tomorrow. And a little bit of a different lineup tomorrow. You'll actually be with Rex Road for a little bit.
I'm excited.
Morning.
The Joe and Joe, man.
Yeah, Big Joe and medium-sized Joe.
Big Joe and the very what's a good name for Rex Road? I call him Text Line Joe. He loves that text line.
Basketball Joe, because he loves basketball.
He does love basketball.
So you guys will be on. I'll jump in for the last hour. Dr. Crane will be with me tomorrow. So a little bit of because you got some dad duties to tend to.
Looking forward to it.
Yep. So
it'd be good times, man.
Yeah. So looking forward to all of that tomorrow. So Greg Wyshynski will join Dr. Crane and I tomorrow at 2:00.
Looking forward to that. Real quick, the Ty Simpson thing is really crazy because he's been offered massive amounts of money to stay in college, and now he's decided to go to the pro. I guess he's number one prospect now. Might end up with the Jets. Who knows?
Yeah.
But for 1 year, if the Vols offered you $4 million, would you not go and not be drafted by the Jets?
I mean, if you think you're going to get drafted, top 5, then no, probably not.
I don't know. It's interesting. I mean, I'm proud of him. Good. Go chase your dream. Go do it immediately and get it done. And it's just, I think Alabama was kind of like, yeah, we're good. You good? I'm good. And then parting of the ways.
So, by the way,
yeah, buddy,
Verizon has announced that they're going to give its customers a $20 credit for yesterday's outage. $20. That's it.
Well, maybe our question today should have been, what are you going to do with that $20 Verizon sent you?
Hey, $20 is $20.
Oh, I saw that on a shirt in Gatlinburg, Chase.
I saw that on a shirt in Vegas.
Oh my God!
Saw that on a shirt at Donaldson Pike.
Hey, pal. Hey, you keep your nonsense over in Creve Hall.
That's very nice of you to say.
Well, you know, Donaldson is God's country.
Said so
Donaldson
Pike.
Doesn't matter. Where does Donaldson Pike start?
Donaldson.
Thank you.
Donaldson. Our GM Sean said that YouTube TV gave $20 for a month of no ESPN, so $20 for 1 day. That actually makes sense.
I got 50 from YouTube.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Oh.
The whole SEC fiasco that went on.
Oh,
I think our GM's got Temu YouTube TV. The version you get after hours.
So $20. That's for the Verizon outage yesterday.
I felt bad for you at our bowling event last night.
Look, I'll admit, I was like, this is very weird because I kept looking at my phone. I'm like, why am I looking at my phone? There's nothing there.
I kept like, what are you doing? He's like, I just waiting to see. I'm like,
I realized like the sickness that our country has now of like how attached we are.
But is it? I mean, it evolved. I'm like, do we get mad when TVs came in the 50s? I mean,
no.
I don't. I mean, so it's a matter of.
There were parts of yesterday that was kind of nice because I knew nobody could get a hold of me. But then, like, my mind starts going, like, I worry about my mom and and like I was telling Sean, like, the radio station is on fire, like it's burning down, like
they have no idea.
Yeah, nobody can get a hold of me.
Nothing. Had no way to get a hold of any of us. I was like, oh man.
So it just kind of.
Did they ever figure out what the problem was for Verizon yesterday?
No.
I don't know either. No, it never been discussed.
No, they have not.
Oh man.
So
yeah, question of the day, man. How's it going?
Some of these warning labels I can't read, but they're funny. My label would this is Byron says, warning, non-swimmer, and to all you wise asses who say I can teach you, I will straight up drown you with me.
Let's pull them on down, man.
8566 warning will provide way too much information and go far too in depth, even if everyone else is clearly bored and checked out of the conversation. 4794 light fuse, get away.
That's a good one.
Andrew from Dover, never mind. So
I need to go read that one probably.
Yeah.
But I like Dr. Crane. That's a good one.
What was it?
Be careful. What did it say? Use caution.
Just brace
I guess I can read this one.
Go ahead.
Andrew from Dover. Don't have your mouth open following behind me. I guess he's saying he's going to fart.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sounds like a fish out of water.
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah. A little bit. There you go.
Also discovered this too. Don't pass gas in a sauna.
Why?
Because it's got nowhere to go.
Oh, true.
And hot air rises.
You know who you are.
You?
Not me. You know who you are.
Also on an airplane. Don't do that either.
No. And I got something else too. Don't take your shoes off.
On the airplane?
Anywhere.
Yeah, no.
I don't want to see your nasty feet and socks.
I would agree.
If you take your shoes off and I'm on the airplane, I'm saying something to you. Your shoes should not come off, right? And the great comedian Sebastian Maniscalco's got a whole thing about leaving your shoes on.
Yeah.
Don't take your shoes off. Just don't.
2104. Warning, Walgreens was out of deodorant. That was directed at you.
Love it, right? We all do things at 20 we regret. That's one of the things. But hey, I needed deodorant.
Ben says, warning, I guess this would go on his door. Do not enter. My front door is for your protection, not mine.
That's a good one. All these. We all should have some sort of warning labels with us.
I agree.
No matter what. There's a good Doug Stone song called Warning Labels.
Is there?
Doug, you better know your Doug Stone music,
yeah,
buddy.
I know Doug Stone.
Some good stuff. Oh, gosh. That's when you hit a wall, start repeating each other. Good stuff.
By the way, the Giants have not officially announced it yet. So there probably are some Titans fans going, Joe, you're telling me there's a chance.
Well, Harbaugh probably wants the Empire State Building added to his contract.
Probably.
Something like that.
Yeah, he wants to have it blue and his face on it.
Herm Edwards coaching that, Mark. He understands all that up there.
Yeah, talked about that.
I just want the compensation. I wonder what he gets. Harbaugh gets
probably 18 to 20.
But does he get GM control? Does he get what does he get?
I would. I'd give him control over Joe Schoen. What they have up there. I mean, yeah. I would say that's probably being given to him.
Okay.
Final roster say.
Well, we'll see what happens, and then the dominoes will start going, baby. Let's get this done.
Yep. So we will see what the Titans end up doing here in the next few days. Coming up next, we'll tell you what day it is and celebrity birthdays. It's Chasing Big Joe live from the Omni at Bar Lines on 102.5 The Game.
Yes.
Well done, Dr. Crane. Well done. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game.
Love me some Doug Stone, man.
You know, Zach Top kind of sounds like him.
Does he?
Yeah. Do you think that, Dr. Crane?
Yeah, there are definitely some similarities in their voices for sure.
Yeah. That's good. That's good stuff.
It's great stuff, man.
If you look at him at a glance, he looks like Dan Aykroyd.
Good.
Yeah.
At a
Doug
glance.
Stone was massively popular in the 90s, man. He had some great hits. I'd be better off in a pine box. That's a great tune.
That
by
is
him.
a good one. A good one for sure. Post show.
With that being said,
It's time for What Day Is It and Celebrity Birthday.
Okay.
Together at cromwellmedia.com. Ask for Sean.
I don't know if yesterday can be topped or not, but today is a Humanitarian Day, National Bagel Day. Oh boy, Get to Know Your Customers Day. I think that's every day here.
We do that at Cromwell Media.
well, what did you oh boy about?
I skipped it. I'm coming back to it right
Nope.
now.
Okay, all right.
National Booch Day. Booch.
Booch.
BOOCH. I've never heard of this. Is it like a form of kombucha? I don't know.
Booch.
Yeah, Booch.
Well, we don't. If you don't know, we probably don't know.
What's the picture? And hope it's G-rated.
It's a picture of
not.
a plant with a cup next to it. So I don't know. Continuing.
Okay.
National Fresh Squeezed Juice
You're right.
Day.
Wait, hold on. You're right. Booch is a popular name for kombucha.
Oh, okay. Well,
there we go.
look at me, educated. I hope.
Good job.
National Strawberry Ice Cream Day is today. Everybody loves that. National Hat Day. And 440's favorite day, National Pothole Day. So there we go.
All right, time for celebrity birthdays. Got to get these within two. Chase, you go first.
Yes, sir.
You better get this one. Hall of Famer, former Dallas Cowboy Randy White.
Randy White. 67.
64.
73. Dr. Crane, the boxer Bernard Hopkins.
60.
Old B-Hop. You're welcome.
I really hate you. I really do.
So it's an inside joke. Everyone's invited. 74.
61. Dr. Crane's on board with one. Chaser, Delino DeShields, former Montreal Expos second baseman, might have played for a few other teams. Great fantasy baseball player back in the day.
61.
60.
57. Dr. Crane, how old is former Vanderbilt defensive back, Arizona Cardinal player Corey Chavis.
38.
52.
50. Tied at 1. Chase McCabe, how old is, I hear he lives here in Middle Tennessee, Drew Brees. How old is Drew Brees?
Drew Brees is 47.
49.
47 exactly. Chased on top 3-1. Dr. Crane, how old is actor Mario Van Peebles? He was in the movie New Jack City. Also Heartbreak Ridge with Clint Eastwood.
73.
81.
69.
Nice.
Chaser, how old is Chad Lowe, Rob's brother? Was married to Hillary Swank at one time.
48.
His younger brother, right?
Correct.
46.
58. All right. Chase, how old is actress Regina King? Was she not Rod Tidwell's wife and Jerry Maguire? I think she might have been.
Yeah, I think you're right. 61.
63.
55. Dr. Crane, you better get this one. How old is Pitbull?
54.
Armando is. That's a pretty good guess. I'll say 51.
45. Mr. 305 is 45. Chase, how old is lead guitar player of Tool, Adam Jones? Not to be confused with Adam Pac-Man Jones.
46.
48.
61.
Really?
Dr. Crane,
Wow.
how old is electronic dance musician Skrillex? Did I say that correctly?
Yeah.
Skrillex? Dr. Crane, how old is Skrillex?
Skrillex. Oh, man.
What a name.
I'm thinking of a different DJ. I'm going to go.
Don Johnson?
No, I'm going to go 43.
38.
38 exactly. Now, honestly, have you heard of Skrillex?
Yeah.
Skrillex?
I actually have. And I figured they were around my age. So
one more. She was on SCTV. Dr. Crane to go. Actress Andrea Martin. She was on SCTV with all the John Candy and all the good ones back in the day.
Dan Aykroyd. Yeah. I'm going to go, 62.
73.
79. That being said, Chase wins 5-1.
Well,
you got Greg Maddox again, Dr. Crane.
That's okay.
5-1. Wasn't pretty, but you lost.
see, what I do like Greg Maddox. I'll give up a 2-run shot, but I'll get him in the playoffs.
You'll do that,
So,
and you win 3-2.
That's what I do.
Just enough to get it done.
What team do you think hires the next head coach? Even though the Giants haven't made it official yet, but
I think the Dolphins hire Stefanski.
okay.
And that'll make me mad because the Dolphins should hire Chris Shula.
Yeah, it makes sense.
But I think Stefanski goes next. That's just my gut feeling.
If Chris Shula ended up here, does that mean we would get a Shula steakhouse?
Probably not.
Because that'd be fun.
Because, he didn't own that steakhouse.
No, I know. It was
Right.
just named after him.
He did, which is a good steakhouse.
It is.
In Appleton. I don't think he belongs here. I don't want to. I want a head coach.
I agree. I want a coach that has experience.
But they're going to the dominoes will start falling. They always do.
Yeah.
And so when Harbaugh's gone, and then I think Stefanski goes to the Dolphins, and then on and on. Nobody wants that Arizona job. I've seen very little buzz about the Arizona Cardinal job. That's terrible.
It's like if you're a guy that's like hoping to get one of these jobs and you see the Phoenix area code, you're like, oh man,
right?
Son of a gun.
Because you don't have a quarter. Kyler Murray's done. You got to get a quarterback. Nobody. It's the most hapless sports franchise there is.
Yeah,
it really. We're talking going back through history.
It's pretty hapless.
The damn Titans aren't far behind.
No, but I don't know. They're like some of the national people are trying to make this job sound a little better than maybe it actually is.
The Titans?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. But I also think
look, it's a good job. You got a young quarterback, you got draft picks, you got cap space. If the right people are in place, you can do something with that.
Yeah, I would go but like if you're Cardinals, take a chance on a Chris Shula or a Clint Kubiak.
Yeah.
Not a Cliff Kingsbury, because that was a disaster and he was there. But a Mike McDaniel,
It's funny though. Like there's a lot of these guys that are like, oh no, I don't want him as a head coach, but a coordinator, I'd take him as that.
Yeah, right. I would do the same.
If they ended up with Raheem Morris as the DC and like Cliff Kingsbury or Mike McDaniel as the OC, and then get the right head coach, like okay,
it's talking 3 head coaches that are in this search.
Yeah.
That'd be a pretty good get.
Yeah.
To land all those. I don't know. Well, we'll see. But, Mike McCarthy interviewing here on this weekend, what's going to happen. But I expect by next Wednesday, Matt Nagy is here. Then you get the ball rolling. The Senior Bowl's coming up.
Yeah, you'll have I would say by the time we're here next week, if not before, you'll have a coach.
I agree 100%.
I think most of the only one that is behind the 8 ball a little bit, the Steelers, because they were late in the game getting in there, but they kind of do their own thing anyway. So
you're right, and they'll do that. But I think all these coaches,
I could see Flores ending up there
to be in before before they head south for the Senior Bowl in a couple of weeks. God, it's 2 weeks away.
I know. I can't believe that either. That is going to do it for us here today at the Omni. Appreciate them for having us at Bar Lines.
As always, our message all the time, men's mental health. We tell you all the time, please reach out, go to therapy, talk to someone. We're extremely grateful for the men who have reached out, who are talking to us. Thank you guys so much. We love you and let you know how much you are loved all the time. And look, if you are struggling, you talk to somebody, we have the avenues you could do that, talk to us. But please know that their journey, we talk all the time about journey. Sometimes it's a bouncy one, but at the end, it's a beautiful journey. Here's the best part. It's your journey. All right. So know that we love you. And more importantly, more than anything else, God loves you.
Amen to that. Peace, love, rock and roll. Again, you're going to be joining Joe Rexroad tomorrow from 6 to 8. I will jump in the last hour, and then Dr. Crane and I will be here noon to 3 and take you through the latest with the Titans coaching search, and also the Predators are in action. There's a lot getting ready for the weekend, and the national championship coming up on Monday. But
Monday
that is
night, crazy.
That is going to do it for us. DVD is coming your way next. Connor Newt sitting in as well.